choice but to lace up. Every day is game day, off my third contract, you still on that same play. I spit it out, but I got family sitting chain links. Oh, you bout that action, tell them boys you bout the same thing. Lying harder, but I got the eye of an eagle. I put the city on my back, look, I'm gonna ride for my people. And once I take the stage, I'm stuck like Evil Knievel. I built to conquer heights, my mind's a daily defeated. When once I get my first ring, I'm manifesting the sequel. Yo, this the IFL, swear to man, become heroes in the end. Are you ready for that? You ain't really about that. Are you ready for the end? Are you ready for the end? You ain't really about that. Are you ready for the end?
Actual sense, football fans, but if you ask head coach Kevin Guy of the Arizona Rattlers, he'd tell you that his team has been in the playoffs for about 3 weeks, and during that stretch, they played with all the urgency of a playoff team. 3 straight wins during that time for this Arizona Rattlers team to put themselves in prime position for a run to the playoffs. If the playoffs actually began today, the Rattlers would be in the postseason after an arduous, long, and challenging season to this point. Folks, welcome into the Snake Pit in Glendale, Arizona. Welcome in to tonight's broadcast matchup in the IFL between the Arizona Rattlers at 7-4 and a team just a half a game in front of them. That half game, 1 game in the loss column, the 7-3 Northern Arizona Wranglers. My name is Floyd Simmons. My broadcast partner tonight here in Glendale is the 3-time Super Bowl champion, Dale Hellestrae. Dale, it's really playoff time for the Arizona Rattlers in spite of the fact we're right here in the regular season.
It is, and it kind of turned up a notch the last couple weeks, and the intensity's picked up in practice, it's picked up on the field. They're finding ways to win games, and that's what you need to do when you put that pressure on yourselves, losing games early, and now these games at the end become really, really important.
This Rattlers team started with struggles. It's kind of been a series of threes, Dale. How about a 3-game losing streak early on in the year? Maybe the only 3-game losing streak Kevin Guy has ever put together as a head coach in this league. Then a 3-game winning streak, a loss, and another 3-game winning streak, and they've got a chance to top that. Now, by the way, 3 home games left, including this one tonight here in Glendale. It is time for the national anthem, part of our pregame festivities in Glendale, and let's check in down on the field.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang and the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
In classic Arizona Rattlers fashion, a great national anthem, a great crowd here tonight at the Snake Pit, Desert Diamond Arena. And we've got a great sideline reporter as well. Her name is Sandy Charles. Sandy, this is really playoff-like football tonight here in Glendale.
Yes, that's correct, Floyd. Hey, and that's what Coach Guy keeps saying. But these two teams go way back. Wranglers offensive coordinator Rod Windsor, he actually is from the same hometown as Coach Guy, hometown in Alabama. So they've known each other since they were little. Plus, he used to play for Coach Guy. These two offenses are very similar. I spoke with Coach Guy, and he said his message to his team is keep composure, stay poised, don't let your feelings get too big in the moment. And this Rattlers offense got a big weapon back in Isaiah Houston. And I spoke with Isaiah. He's a veteran of this team. And he said he's been working on being a better leader. There's so much newness around this team. He said a new arena, new players. He wants to teach them the Rattler way. So look out for Isaiah tonight, Floyd.
Sandy, a good call on Isaiah Houston. Here's another big personnel note, Dale Hellestrae, as we get ready for this big matchup between two teams that represent one of the great rivalries in the league, and that's Devontae Merriweather. I'll ask you about him right after we check in with Coach Guy. We talked to him in the pregame just a few moments ago. Coach Guy, this matchup between the Arizona Rattlers and the Northern Arizona Wranglers, in my opinion, has turned into one of the great rivalries in the IFL. This team, your team, great matchups whenever you get together, and it's almost playoff-like atmosphere tonight. Tell us about your team going in to face Naz in this one.
Well, it is playoffs. We've been in the playoffs for several weeks now. We dug ourselves in a hole with a lot of injuries at the beginning of the season, and we've just been working our way out of it. We've won 6 out of our last 7, and we just got to keep chopping wood and taking it week to week.
Hey, when we talked yesterday, you said that this team, this collection of guys that you have in the locker room is one of the best you've been around in a long time, and you compared them to some great teams from years and years back. Talk about what this Rattlers club is like.
Well, I think we got a lot of high character guys on this team, and you know they believe in one another. They just keep working. We've had a lot of adversity this year, and it just speaks to their character, how we've handled it and battled back to get back in the race.
And you know, in spite of the adversity, your offense has played really well this year, ranks high in most categories. Defensively, there have been some struggles, but lately this defense is starting to come together. Tell us about the status of the D.
Well, it was just about getting healthy guys back in the lineup. And once we did that, I knew we'd take off. I mean, we've been getting a lot of stops the last few games, and I've been proud of the guys. They've been working hard, and they've really been dialed in. They know what we're up against, but we believe in each other.
Day-Day, Devontae Merriweather, what's his status like tonight?
He's ready to go.
Ready to go. He'll be out there hitting guys.
He'll be ready to go.
Outstanding. One last question, Coach. A rumor going around, your iPod, your pump-up music before the game. Is there any truth that it might include an awesome duet between Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton?
Well, I don't know about before the game, but I think that question was, what was my guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. So, no, before the game, I crank it up.
All right, Coach. We wish you the best. Go out and get him tonight. Good luck against Naz.
Yes, appreciate it. Thanks.
Islands in the Stream, Dale Hellestrae. Islands in the Stream would be the song we're talking about.
It's interesting when you talk about guys and their choice of music. Sometimes you don't want to admit the softer side of yourself.
No doubt about that. Hey, listen, Dale, that defense has been sparked in the last couple of games by one of the IFL's former Defensive Players of the Year, the great Devontae Merriweather. He's going to go down as one of the all-time Arizona Rattler great defensive players before it's all said and done, before he hangs up his cleats. But, a rough week for him, got banged up a little bit in practice. It was a game-time decision today, and for the Rattlers and Coach Guy right there, probably very happy to report that he is going to start and play tonight against Northern Arizona. How important is Devontae Merriweather?
So important in the Kevin Guy scheme, builds up the middle. Your center, your quarterback, your nose tackle, your linebacker, your strong safety. Devontae Merriweather gets guys lined up right. He's also a dynamic playmaker. We've touched on it a number of times this season. When he hits you, he only weighs he's listed at 200, hits like about a 240-pound linebacker. Speaking of this defense, last week against San Diego, 7 stops. The week before against Jacksonville, 6 stops. So this defense has really risen to the occasion the last couple of weeks. Be interesting to see how they fare tonight against this Naz offense.
It's a defense that's been marred with injury throughout the season. A lot of games missed by guys like, I mean, number 15 is one of the great defensive players in this entire league. And anytime Dylan Winfrey is left off your roster for a game, you know that you're going to struggle. Well, he's back and pretty much at full speed. Devontae Merriweather going tonight in that secondary at the bandit position as well for this Rattlers defense as they get set to go against Northern Arizona. And that Northern Arizona team, just another great year for Les Moss and his guys. They're putting together a good one. They check in at 7-3 overall, a half a game in front of the Arizona Rattlers. Look at that beautiful kick. It hits in the field of play and then caroms over the dasher boards into the crowd. And so that is going to be
down, Arizona, 5-yard line.
That's going to be a touchback at the 5-yard line. That's, part of the, nuances of Indoor Football League football. That's a great kickoff.
It's part of the charm of the Indoor Football League. Obviously, it takes a little talent to be able to do that. And if you're the Rattlers trying to return that, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You don't want to come over there and try and knock that down because you don't know where the ball is going to bound out to.
Keep in mind for Northern Arizona, well, Axel Perez, their kicker, he was practicing his drop kicks in pregame, and we'll look to see if that happens on special teams. Here's a hookup on first down that will take it to midfield. Niger Jackson on the receiving end of that pass, and the first attempt of the game for Dalton Sneed is a hookup in the middle of that field for a big gain.
And how many times have we seen at home here, Floyd, the fact that the first 2-3 plays on offense look really crisp, really good. You move the ball down the field, then you get stuck in the red zone. That's a great start to this football game right here. Jackson just sits down in a little zone period there. Ball comes out on time, and he picks up extra yards.
Sneed puts them in motion. The reigning champion quarterback in this league, Dalton Sneed, and he'll throw to an area where nobody is running a route. He was expecting, I believe, Niger to break out, curl out that direction, go upfield, and he did not. But there is a marker down.
Yeah, I think Hall probably impeded his progress.
Illegal contact. Defense number 4. Contact beyond 5 yards. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And sometimes all it takes is just a little bit off your step, a little knock past that 5 yards. It can really throw your route off. Gervin Hall obviously talking to the official. I also want to point out, I've always been high on this offensive line. Floyd watched the game last week. They have been under duress a little bit. Mady, Lay, Carter, as good as there is in this league, but they need to play better, and that starts tonight.
The Rattlers positioned just inside the Northern Arizona 20-yard line, and they'll give it, run it between guard and center on the left side. That is the first carry of the game for Shannon Brooks, who missed last week's road victory for the Rattlers, but Shannon back in action here, carries it to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 5 to go for the Rattler offense.
Obviously, this offense is a lot better when Shannon Brooks is in there. Much more physical runner and blocker. Good to see the cast off his hand. He had a little bit of a fumbling problem, but I think some of that was due to the cast being on that hand.
Fake it to him, throw to the end zone, wide open, touchdown Arizona Rattlers! Corey Reed on the receiving end of Dalton Sneed's touchdown pass.
That's got to be such a good feeling for Coach Guy, for Dalton Sneed, for this entire football team, because I just mentioned how many times we've seen. Looks like there might be some sort of challenge here. This play is blown dead. How many times we've seen the Rattlers on that first drive get inside that 10-yard line, then the drive stalls. This time it goes into the end zone. Score touchdown, Corey Reed, 6'3", 210 pounds, wide open in the end zone.
Northern Arizona is challenging the previous play that the right guard false started. That play is under further review.
Head coach Les Moss, as experienced as you get in this league. Not just him, his father, and he is going to question whether that touchdown should stand or not. What do you see, Dale?
Well, I see Cole Carter, as you see right there, out of his stance before this ball is snapped. And what an eagle eye, Les Moss. He's a little bit older, but he's got that. He must have had some eye surgery done to be able to notice that, or one of his younger assistants on the staff, because I think they are. again, you can argue whether that's good to be able to go back and replay offsides and illegal starts, things like that. But they are definitely going to get Cole Carter for being out of his stance before the ball was snapped, as you see right here.
Yeah.
Ball's still on the ground.
I mean, no question. Even Lamar got a little jump, too, on the left side.
Yeah.
It was Cole who got the bigger jump of the two guys. So it looks like the great play design, the wide open receiver, the perfect pass, all that is going to be just for practice. At least one would think. And we'll see what this officiating crew. Let me introduce you to the officials tonight. A referee is Tom Drozgowski. You're going to get to hear Tom a lot tonight. Head linesman is Kevin Kieser. The line judge, Nick DePonte. The umpire is Jake Shoemate, and the back judge is Kaine Kaiser. And the review continues. Hey, Les Moss I don't know if I've seen a coach, probably have, just haven't recalled it, seen a coach challenge the play, present the flag, but not actually throw the flag out onto the field. Very dignified way of getting the challenge by Les Moss.
Well, as you mentioned, you're asking about in pregame as we're watching the Rattlers warm up and Jeff Jarnigan bending over, defensive stance. You throw the flag out there, now you got to go pick it up. And us older guys, we can get away without having to bend over to pick it up. We're going to do it that way.
Looks like,
see, to me, it doesn't seem like it should take that long. But we've been wrong on these before.
They want to watch very carefully, very closely, and do the best they can to present the results of the challenge. And so that's what they're doing now. And Drozgowski, the referee, Tom Drozgowski, is taking a look at it. There's Kevin Guy right there. We'll talk about him a lot tonight as we discuss, among other things, that Coach Guy is sitting at 257 wins all time as an indoor football coach between the IFL and the AFL. 257 wins coming into tonight puts him 4 fewer than the all-time highest total, 261.
After further review, the right guard, number 78, false started prior to the snap. It is therefore a dead ball false start. The penalty will be enforced 5 yards from the previous spot. It'll be Arizona ball, 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Arizona maintains all 3 timeouts and has 1 challenge remaining in the game.
And I think he meant Northern Arizona keeps their timeouts. So a good decision early in the game to challenge a touchdown by Les Moss, and now it's going to be up to that young man right there, Dalton Sneed, who looks like he's ready to draw those 6 shooters on that Wranglers defense out there and see if he can put 6 up on the board.
That's a great shot at Kevin Guy there, and I think for about the first 220 wins, he didn't need those glasses to look at his play sheet. Concentrating, and how can he dial up another play as their officials tried to figure out where the ball was when it was snapped previously.
Hey, maybe Coach Guy needs to get that play sheet, double it in size, so that he can get the font up there a little bit, so he can get by without the glasses, without the readers.
As big as that play sheet is, can you imagine him lugging that thing out there? He's got offense, he's got defense. Yeah.
Well,
the penalty is enforced from the previous spot. It is 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line.
All right, here we go. There's your set right there. Well, Coach Guy looks good without the glasses. Doesn't matter. And he looks good when he wins a game, for sure. And he's going for win number 258 in his long and historic career in the indoor football game. Now the discussion continues. And I think this one is about where the placement of the ball is supposed to be.
Well, and usually you'll see when they go to the replay, they'll go, okay, there's a penalty. We're going to have to enforce it. Where was the ball snapped from as we're looking at that replay?
One way or the other, the ball is going to be at the 20-yard line for the Rattlers. And 1st down and 10. And they had also started the play clock a bit ago, and they're going to beat that play clock. Shannon Brooks is going to try to beat the defense around the right side. And the zone blocking didn't work that time. Those defensive linemen stood up. The Rattler offensive lineman to give a shot from somebody in that second level to come in and put the shot on Brooks, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, got a yard out of it.
Your whole goal as an offensive line when you're running those wide zone plays, you're trying to get one defensive lineman cut off so you have an alley to the running back put his foot in the ground, get upfield, and Northern Arizona did a really nice job just running stride for stride.
Brooks goes in motion, fake it to him, and throw to the end zone, wide open again. That pass is caught. No, it isn't. It's off the fingertips, and it was Niger Jackson, the intended receiver, who hit the dasher pad and hit it awkwardly, and they're going to ask for help. They want to get somebody down there in the corner to look at him, and looked like he might have gone through the wall there in the corner.
The ruling on the field is the receiver did not get his foot down in bounds.
So the catch was made, but again, you hear it not in bounds. And Sandy, you're right there on the scene. What are you looking at?
I'm right next to him. He flew right into the wall. Like there, he didn't have anything stopping his fall. It went right into the wall, and it was a big thud. Glad he's okay. We see him run off on his own will.
There's another look, and a better look at the wall and the contacts. And Niger holding on at least through that portion of the attempted catch. And they say incomplete.
Well, that's one of those passes I think Dalton Sneed would like to have back. I mean, he was wide open. There wasn't anybody within 5 yards of him, short or to the side. Bring that ball down a little bit, make it a little bit easier catch for Jackson.
Isaiah Houston in the lineup for the Arizona Rattlers. He is in the backfield on the left side, near the sideline, motion to the line by him and Jamal Miles. And looking over the middle, Sneed escapes one defender, still on his feet, spinning ahead and into the danger zone up there. He does go down at the 18-yard line. The tackle made right there. And it looks like that's going to be a stop for the Northern Arizona Wrangler defense. Stand by, everybody. We'll continue in the first quarter in just a moment. No score here as the Rattlers give it up. We'll be back with more Arizona Rattlers football.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
Time for us to take a first look today at this Wrangler offense. Northern Arizona in town with a half-game lead in the standings over the Arizona Rattlers. Northern Arizona in third position. The Rattlers, with a win today, can overtake them, grab the number 3 spot. A couple of wins back-to-back in these next couple of games for the Rattlers. They could find themselves, looking at a potential home playoff game when the postseason comes around, and obviously solidifying with a couple of wins against tough teams like Northern Arizona here coming up. Chance for this Rattlers team to regain some of that respect that might have been lost first half of the season around the IFL.
Well, and you're also playing against teams that you're vying for playoff positioning.
The give. And a nice little gain in the middle of the field. The tackle is going to be made on the ball carrier carrying the ball today. That was David Elder.
Well, we talked about, running the football, controlling the ball, all that. As you see the offensive coordinator there, Rod Windsor, long-time fixture here in Arizona, but they're going to run the football. All right, so we're going to just restart the play clock. But we talked about the pronunciation of this gentleman's name. I said I was just going to call him Soma, number 55. He's the one who made that play go, 6'2", 325 pounds, number 55 in your playbook.
Somadina Okiki. And maybe the last time we give the full pronunciation, here's a throw to the end zone, wide open at the dasher boards. There's a catch made. The official jumps over, spots it, says touchdown. Northern Arizona. Joshua Jones, the quarterback, hooks up with John Maldonado, who hangs on. And the Wranglers strike first.
What an absolute beast of a catch. Ball comes out on time. Nice job by young Kaiser. I don't know if old Kaiser, the official's going to jump over the dasher board, but young Kaiser gets up there, sees that he has possession. Able to signal touchdown, and boy, we've seen Maldonado do some miraculous things on the football.
Well, the kick is going to go wide
on the field.
And the point after won't count. 6-0 Arizona, trailing Northern Arizona. We'll return to the Snake Pit in Glendale with more Rattlers football right after this.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
Well, the Rattlers find themselves behind 6-0. And Perez will deliver in the direction of Jamal Miles. And Isaiah Houston, who fields it halfway into the end zone. Break that tackle, and then down just shy of the 20-yard line as we get to see Dalton Snead again come out, engineer this offense for the Rattlers. Dalton, one of the guys that spent time on the sidelines with injury. That guy right there, Isaiah Houston, he's missed some games with injury. It's just, you go up and down that roster, Dale, and it's been something the Rattlers have been plagued with and battling all season long.
Well, and it's one thing that Coach Guy said, nobody feels sorry for you in the game of football. I mean, injuries are injuries. Everybody's dealing with their certain injuries, and the issue is, can you get all these guys back in time to become a cohesive offense and score points in bunches?
Corey Reed in motion on the right side of the quarterback, down the seam, wide open, touchdown Rattlers! Corey Reed with a full head of steam in motion, just off the right guard's hip, and he was 100% acceleration all the way down the field. and his quarterback found him wide open.
It is so difficult to play defensive back in this league. I mean, look at that. He's running a 4.3 40 right at you, and if you guess wrong, you're done.
And the point after is going to put the Rattlers in front by 1. 7-6, Arizona leads Northern Arizona in this big Western Conference matchup of the IFL. The Rattlers bringing their 7-4 mark in. A win here puts them a half a game in front of Northern Arizona at the end of this one tonight. You got to, of course, do the hard work of winning that football game. But, you keep playing like that. That's 3 out of 4 shots to the end zone that have been caught for apparent touchdowns. Actually, you could say 3 out of 3 because the foot was not down on that catch in the corner by Nangier Jackson where they called it a non-touchdown earlier on a shot to the end zone. So, early on, pretty good looking effort by Dalton Sneed.
Well, pretty good effort by Dalton Sneed, but some really nice play calls by Kevin Guy and company because there have been some wide open receivers to hit. That play started with the pass protection up front. I talked about this offensive line. I've always had a ton of confidence in them. Lamar Mady, I've said it a number of times, as good as there has been in the Indoor Football League. Will Lay has had a pretty nice season, and Cole Carter, first team All-IFL, but last couple weeks there have been some breakdowns, and I have a feeling that they have been challenged tonight. They got to give Dalton Sneed that time to throw the football, and if they do that, things like that can happen, and you can complete passes down the field.
The Rattler kickoff is fielded halfway into the end zone. And just nowhere to go. Devontae Merriweather didn't know if he was going to play tonight. Covered some great ground getting down and making that tackle. And for the Wranglers, they were able to get it out to the 4-yard line. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona.
You got to figure that the Rattlers spent a lot of time on kickoff coverage after last week watching that game on television. Couple kickoffs returned for touchdowns, one called back because of a penalty, but a tremendous job there covering that kickoff, and it just becomes so important as this season rolls along. You cannot allow big kickoff returns against your football team.
Josh Jones goes to work. The Wranglers are going to look deep. A double move, wide open pass, caught, touchdown. Wranglers as this one goes back and forth. Arsiah McCorker on the receiving end of that. And just a great double move, fooled the safety, and he got the touchdown.
And I'm not even so sure he fooled the safety. He just outran him. That was Jermaine Dobbs trailing him, as Jones just gets rid of that football right before he's going to take a big hit, able to step into this throw knowing he's going to take a hit. Throws the ball on the money, and touchdown, Northern Arizona.
Jones the hold, Perez the kick. This one is good. And the Wranglers go back in front 13-7. Northern Arizona's had the ball twice, converted both times. Rattlers on their first possession, unable to score a touchdown. They found receivers in the end zone twice. A penalty and a foot out of bounds prevented either one of those from registering points. And so on downs, the Rattlers gave up their first possession of the game, and that's been the difference here so far. As you see the Wranglers connect again on that long touchdown.
If you're going to bring that extra guy defensively, and that's going to be your linebacker, and this is Farrell, number 9, 6'2", 215 pounds. He's got to get there. He's got to affect the throw somehow, or you've got to have the quarterback throw a check down. You can't bring somebody and still allow a receiver to get 40 yards down the field to complete a pass. That means your timing is not exactly right coming from that linebacker spot.
Closing in on the final stretch run of this 2024 season. In August, the IFL's championship game will make its way again for a third straight season to Henderson, Nevada, the Dollar Loan Center. And I would urge you, I've been there a couple of times for the championship game, I would urge you, make reservations and get there regardless of who the teams are. You're going to have a wonderful time at the championship game. There's a return for Isaiah Houston to the 15-yard line. That's where they'll mark him. And that's where the offense will come back out. Let's check in down at field level with Sandy Charles. Say, Sandy.
Hey, Floyd. So earlier you guys were talking about music, so I did talk to a couple of the players. So some fun facts. Dalton Sneed listens to worship music. Today's song was Eye of the Storm. And then Devontae Merriweather on defense, he listens to gospel music to get pumped up. So today is all about music. We'll send it back to you.
Well, I like it, Devontae. I like the choice. Here's a cut back into the middle, into the jaws of that defense by Shannon Brooks. And Shannon will go down, but he's not going to go down easy. He was able to get the best of that matchup in the middle there, but a tough 3-yard gain for Shannon Brooks.
Well, it is, and it's interesting. I'm going to see if the Rattlers go back to that zone read. Last week, they had a number of opportunities for Dalton Sneed to fake the handoff. Their defensive end was crashing down for San Diego. You could have kept it for some nice, easy runs. We'll see if they go back to any of that as this game unfolds.
Motion on the left side, and the route is broken off by Corey Reed. Makes a great catch up against the wall, bounces back into play, and he'll get to near the 20-yard line. They'll put him right at the 20 for a first down for Arizona.
Again, pretty good protection up front. All right, you got NAZ to bring, got Naz bringing that extra guy. Ball comes out on time. You're usually going to have an open receiver when that happens. Able to pick up the first down.
Corey Reed, he's figured in early in this game for the Rattlers. He's got their lone touchdown so far, and he's in motion on the right side along with Niger Jackson. They'll run that direction with Shannon Brooks, and Shannon will go down after a nice cutback, but along the way, I think somebody grabbed his face mask, and they'll tack some extra on to the end of this run for Brooks and the Rattlers.
There is no foul on the play. The contact was legal.
Or maybe not.
They changed their mind.
They did change their mind. They talked about it. Really nice job there. It looked like that was from our angle, number 9, Coleman, but I don't think that was Coleman. I'm not exactly sure it was, who ran toward the sideline and made Brooks turn back upfield to where his waiting buddies were pursuing the football.
Sneed throwing to the end zone. Pass is caught. Corey Reed again on the receiving end of that Dalton Sneed touchdown strike.
What a nice route by Corey Reed. And again, the timing. Look at the timing of this. Good protection. No hitch. No look other ways. Just boom. Ball comes out. Corey Reed gets open in the corner of the end zone, working on Travion Banks for the Wranglers, and just out executing.
Dawson Evans, trusty as can be, tacks on the point after for the Rattlers.
On the field.
And this back and forth early battle between these two teams will continue right after the break, everybody. The Rattlers lead the Wranglers 14-13. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology, a place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
Been a great early start for the rookie Corey Reed Jr. He's got both Arizona Rattler touchdowns so far early on, and now Dawson Evans will kick just short of the goal line. Ball caught there, great coverage, and the tackle is made. Travarius Farrell, who is counted on to make a few tackles, and what a great job in coverage by the linebacker.
Starts with the kicker. Nice job, pin him in the corner. You pin him in the corner, now you got make him run all the way across the football field. Wasn't able to get there. Great pursuit by that Rattler kickoff team.
So a couple of times early on, great coverage by the Rattlers. You know, listen, the kicking game has been a bit of a sore spot at times this year for Arizona. It's coming together. The defense playing better. Special teams playing better. Early on in this game, the quarterback has done a pretty marvelous job as well. He and Corey Reed hooking up with a couple of touchdowns. As this one goes out of bounds, and we check in down at field level with Sandy Charles.
Thanks, Floyd. Yes, I'm with Corey Reed Jr. 2 touchdowns so far. Corey, how do you describe the chemistry between quarterback Dalton Snead and you?
It's great. It's definitely been growing over the past couple of weeks. We've been getting better each week, and along with other guys on the team.
What has been Coach Guy's message to this team all week long?
Finish. We can't get complacent. We'll just win. Got to finish and keep winning.
Thank you so much. Floyd, back to you.
Got a minute 19 on the clock here in the first quarter. And a 14-13 advantage for the Rattlers. Quick toss, left side. Try to get a little lane to run up the numbers on that left side, and the tackle made after a short gain. On the receiving end was John Maldonado.
And Maldonado is an unbelievable receiver. I've seen him have huge games in this indoor football game. 6'2", 220 pounds. That looked like it was going to go for a loss somehow, some way. He slithers through there and picks up some positive yards.
And we approach a half a minute remaining in the first quarter. The motion is on the right side for the Wranglers. They'll dump it across the middle. And then contact quickly, and not much happening after the catch is made. You had a little run after catch on the previous play, but not so much this time. The defense converges. David Elder gets crunched on the side boards there.
Really physical tackle again. Devontae Merriweather, we talk about him. We talk about his size, 200 pounds. But when he hits you, he explodes into you. When your forward progress, the majority of the time stops, and it turns around and goes back.
Well, the quarter comes to an end, football fans. And it's been a good one so far. Northern Arizona will have it on offense when we flip sides in a moment. The second quarter straight ahead. It's 14-13. Arizona leading Northern Arizona. We're back with more Rattlers football in just a moment.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun. I take a chance, I do. Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
You came looking for a light beer. and you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
Welcome back to the Snake Pit. This is Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, the new home this season for the Arizona Rattlers, and they love it here. If you are a football player thinking about a destination in the IFL where you'd like to call home, where you'd like to land, I can think of no better place than this here.
We talk about it a lot. Ron Schertz, the owner, usually starts at the top with a successful organization. Got a tour of this place. It is top-notch in every fashion, every shape, from the locker rooms to the amenities. And yes, a place that you'd love to come and play football.
Second quarter gets underway. Josh Jones, the quarterback for the Wranglers. He's 5 of 5 in the game so far for 78 yards, a pair of touchdowns. And he'll try to throw under pressure, gets rid of it, and he's got his guy, but Elder gets hit immediately by Devontae Merriweather, who says that will go no further.
And that was a fourth down, kind of snuck up on it.
It was really, you know.
First down, Arizona.
Forgot to check that here as we started the play. Forgive us on that. And that's a big play. That's a huge turnover on downs, and more than anything, a stop for the defense. This defense has had, collectively, you talked about it, Dale, 13 stops in the last 2 weeks. That spells victory in a Kevin Guy scheme of things.
Yeah, you're looking at, if you can get 4 stops a game, you're going to be one of the top defenses in the indoor football league. And when you're talking about 6 and even 7, your defense is playing dominating football.
Well, they get one right there, and here's a perfect opportunity for the Rattlers to erase that early give up that they had on offense. Contact on a pass intended for Corey Reed. And the back judge throws his hanky out there.
I think they're going to get Banks for illegal contact or a little hold.
Pass interference. Defense. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Rattlers get the advantage there of that illegal contact on defense.
Starts with really good protection up front. Obviously it happened before that as a flag landed on the ground as we got into that highlight.
All right, Coach Hellestray, get in the mind of Coach Kevin Guy, and what's he going to call right here on the goal line?
I think he's going to try and run the football with his power back and impose a little physicality.
And they'll run the option. The pitch is a little behind, but no matter there, that's a touchdown for the Arizona Rattlers. Shannon Brooks had to reach back just a bit, but he kept his momentum moving the right direction, and the little reach out there at the end produces a Rattlers touchdown.
Whenever you have a chance to impose your will on another team, you know Kevin Guy is going to try and take advantage of it. He's going to run the football when he has that opportunity.
Point after is up, and it's good for Dawson Evans. So trusty in doing so. And for the Rattlers, 21-13 is the lead. Here in the second quarter, you look at it again. Shannon Brooks takes it across, and the Rattlers lead by 8. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a smooth, elevated taste. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun. I take a chance, I do. Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Well, the Rattlers looked pretty good on their opening possession, Dale. That's the one where they didn't score a touchdown. That opening possession is the one where the Rattlers did not score a touchdown. They still look good. Got the ball in the hands of a receiver for an apparent touchdown a couple of times in that effort. Eventually gave it up on downs. But you include that, I think, in a broad picture of this game early so far and say that the Rattlers against a very good, well-coached Wranglers team that rises to the occasion every time they play the Rattlers, and the Rattlers have played a great first half so far.
They've played a really, really nice first half to overcome that first drive. I mean, you score, and then it gets called back on replay. And sometimes that can put you in a funk. Somehow, some way, they responded really, really well.
The kick return from the goal line. That's going to be brought back by McCorker. And he is knocked out right at about the 17-yard line. Josh Jones and the offense back on the field for the Wranglers as we continue on in the second quarter. 21-13, the advantage for the Rattlers.
Looked like there was some more room out there in that kickoff return. Huff did a really nice job knocking him into the dasher boards. Otherwise, it's returner against kicker, and you never like those odds.
I'll give you an idea what's happening just down the road a bit on I-10. Southern Arizona, the Tucson Sugar Skulls trailing by 1 to Frisco as Josh Jones cuts back and then gives himself up into the boards inside the 20-yard line of the Arizona Rattlers. Great job by Jones making something happen.
A little pressure up the middle, very good coverage down the field. Nowhere to go with the football, and then picks up a block along the way, able to pick up the first down. Nice awareness by Josh Jones.
I don't know if you saw John Maldonado at the end of the play there. He's a great receiver, right? The guy with the hands. And he was given a great backwards block. I mean, anything, right? Anything to get it done. Well done. And a good effort by Maldonado helping his quarterback out. First down. At about the 17-yard line. Jones to the end zone into triple coverage. That one is intercepted. The Rattlers have it. And a touchback as well. And it's Dylan Winfrey playing over the top, hauling it in, and the Rattlers with a big takeaway in the first half.
Looked like a couple guys had a chance for an interception there. Great concentration by Winfrey to be able to come down with the football. Takes a knee in the end zone. Looked like he's going to try and bring it out. Realize there's a bunch of white jerseys here. Going to see here. 2 Rattler jerseys, Merriweather and Winfrey. Both seem to have a chance. It looks like Merriweather almost tips it away from his teammate.
I think Devontae got a fingertip on it.
Great concentration.
Yeah. That's the tip drill in reverse, I guess. And Devontae almost defended from his own guy, but they hang on to Dylan Winfrey with a big A big interception for the turnover, and there goes Dalton Snead up the middle. Dalton's going to take it out to about the 18-yard line. Knocked down there.
I thought there was going to be a lot more emphasis this week on Dalton Snead keeping the ball a little bit on these zone reads, because last week I think Coach Guy got a little frustrated. That backside defensive end kept crashing down and making tackles. You can't block everybody up front, so you got to read one guy, and you've seen him now a couple times keep that football.
And he had some misreads as well. Opportunities that probably would have extended their victory over San Diego further than already had done. And there's Shannon Brooks. You know, Shannon, picking up that first down right there, he never finishes a play in a conventional way, does he? There's always something unusual or spectacular happening at the end of a run by Shannon Brooks.
He has a nose for the first down marker. He saw that. He said, I know I'm not going to score, but I'm going to pick up the first down, and just dives for it.
He's just that guy that plays every play like it might be the last play that he gets to play in this league. Here's a throw to a wide open receiver. There was contact between Corey Reed and the defender. And so you see the extra contact afterward just to make sure that Corey doesn't get up and run. But the defender, Gervin Hall, those two guys made contact in the middle of the route, and then Corey broke it outside and made the catch.
A really nice job by Dalton Snead. Hanging in there. A lot of white jerseys right in his face. Able to settle down, complete the pass, pick up another first down for the Arizona Rattlers.
Motion on the left side of Snead. He's got a running back. They'll run the option. And the keep. And Dalton Snead is going to hurdle across the 10-yard line for another Rattlers first down. Put him down at about this 7-yard line. It'll be first down to goal.
It's a necessary evil, Floyd, the fact that Dalton Snead's been injured this year, but this is such a weapon. This is such a weapon when he can carry the ball just a few times a game. You don't want him carrying it 10, 12 times like some of these quarterbacks, but if he can keep the ball 4 or 5 times, it just opens up this offense so much more.
So the first down play in striking zone. The Rattlers are going to throw toward the pylon, and that's defended well. Corey Reed, the intended receiver, but great defensive play by Travion Banks. Sandy Charles, how about Dalton Snead?
Yeah, Dale just mentioned how he's been injured this year, and I actually talked to Dalton about that. And his exact words is, it's frustrating. It's not like, he said, it's not like me. He only missed 1 game all last year in the Bay. So he's like, it's not like me. I'm frustrated. So he is so excited to be out there. He doesn't like to be on the sidelines at all.
He is a competitor through and through. And he's got a wide open Shannon Brooks. The pass is caught. He steps in. That's a Rattlers touchdown.
Well, Kevin Guy put Kalen Hicks in a no-win situation. Officials are talking about something.
Don't see any laundry on the field.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 6, for taunting an opponent. That 15-yard penalty will be placed in the bank and enforced following the succeeding kickoff. The touchdown is good. The try will be attempted from the 3-yard line.
So delayed route out of the backfield. Watch number 21, Kalen Hicks. He decides to come instead of blocking him. Like you do that a lot as a running back. Shannon Brooks sneaks out into the flat. Dalton Snead's on the same page, completes the pass for a wide open touchdown.
And the kick is good. And just like that, the Rattlers develop a 28-13 lead here in the first half over Northern Arizona. Stand by for more Arizona Rattlers football.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Well, don't really want to jinx the Arizona Rattlers, but taking a look at the way they're playing tonight against this quality Northern Arizona team, Dale, Rattlers look as good as I've seen them play in the last 3 or 4 years.
They are looking crisp. Defense has already gotten a turnover and a stop. Special teams done a pretty nice job. Then offense capitalizing on everything the defense has given them.
Fielded at the 5. And very good return out across midfield. Devontae Merriweather, following the play the whole time, is able to bring McCorker down. Arsiah McCorker is the return man. And just as we say how well they've been playing, but they didn't give up 6 on that return. Let's just say that.
The 20-yard line. The banked foul for the unsportsmanlike conduct will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
They don't forget about the taunting call after the touchdown on Corey Reed. Great field position now for this Naz offense to start their drive.
Seven minutes on the clock. Motion across the face of the quarterback. He'll go the other direction with it, and he won't go far because there's the linebacker. Great defensive play turned in by Travarius Farrell.
Farrell came in mid-season. Dynamic playmaker, 6'2", 215 pounds. You see him find his way through that offensive line. Then when he makes up his mind, watch him close the gap. Really nice, sure tackle. Stands the quarterback, Josh Jones, up and gets him on the ground.
How about the instincts and the vision by the linebacker not to go with the fake coming across the quarterback's face like that? Here's the throw, right side. The catch is made. Tackle. Boy, I tell you, I think it went into the wall near about the 3-yard line, but the officials nobody whistled anything until there was an indication of a touchdown by John Maldonado. It was a great effort by Maldonado, but it sure looked like he went into the dasher with contact on him early. I guess we'll get a look at it here in a moment and find out.
And Floyd, I think it was a Rattler defender trying to pull him into the dasher board. It was a Rattler defender who hit the dasher board.
Well, let's see if this angle tells us anything about it. They're talking. Coach Guy is talking with the officials down on the field. There's a conflab going on.
Is that the Northern Arizona never went out of bounds prior to breaking the plane of the goal line. By rule, that is a touchdown.
So Coach Guy might have to throw his challenge flag if he believes that touchdown was never scored. There's that previous defensive play by Farrell. And in a moment, we'll get another look at it. Doesn't look like Coach Guy is going to challenge anything here.
Almost looked like maybe his hand touched it, and I see Jeff Jarnigan trying to get Kevin's attention.
Well, he's talking to his coaching staff there, and nothing happens before the kick. The kick is up, and it's good. And we're back to an 8-point game.
Get another good look at it here. Obviously, the Rattlers defender there, that's Amari Alexander. His back is against the dashboard, but does his elbow, forearm right there, the right one, touch the dashboard? That's the best look you have. Not sure that you can overturn it from that view.
We'll find out if this camera has a better look at it. There's your catch. I feel like his foot or his leg contacted there, but I'll say this as well. That was such a Herculean effort by John Maldonado that it's hard, and we're the Rattlers broadcast, it's hard not to pull for a guy who gives you that kind of effort.
Well, that's where that 6'2", 220 pounds comes into play. So powerful.
Is a receiver really supposed to be able to fight through a tackle like that?
Not only one tackle, but a couple tackles. I've seen him do it over the last couple years. Tremendous receiver with great determination.
The touchdown stats. Arizona leads Northern Arizona 28-20. Dale, we need to do a little mapping here and find out what's closer to the snake pit here in Glendale. Would Northern Arizona, and I believe it is Northern Arizona, is closer, their arena in Prescott Valley compared to Tucson. The Tucson arena where the Sugar Skulls play. 3 great Arizona teams. Granted, the Sugar Skulls record doesn't reflect greatness this year, but a great rivalry between the 3 teams here in Arizona.
Well, doesn't it kind of depend on if I-17's under construction or I-10's under construction? Or
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I-17 is under construction, by the way. Just so you know.
And I-10, since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, seems like that thing's been under construction.
Or is that under destruction?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Here's the fake, and Dalton Snead runs right into the defense and gains a little out of it. It's like in the vicinity of about a 3-yard gain for Dalton. And if you're wondering, there is a game going on in Tucson, down I-40. And in that one, I believe Tucson just got on the board. And if they did, yes, they did. They just now scored with a couple of minutes left in the first half of their game. And they lead with the touchdown, 12-7, pardon me. 12-7, the advantage over the Frisco Fighters right now. Frisco with their 8-3 mark against the 2-8 Tucson Sugar Skulls. Snead throws to the end zone. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Arizona!
Who is it, Floyd? Who is it?
Boy, Corey Reed is on fire tonight. Well, listen, a couple of games back, Niger Jackson was getting all the targets. And maybe the defense decided we got to pay special attention to number 17. One way or the other, Corey Reed is open a lot tonight, and his quarterback, Dalton Snead, finding him a lot.
Runs a great route on number 22, Lummy Young, the 4th. Fakes in, goes to the deep corner, ball's on the way. In a hurry, tremendous job by this offense. I tell you what, that's a way to kind of wipe out, a taunting penalty. Hey, Coach, I got 3 touchdowns already. Good pass protection up front. Ball gets there before Young can. Another touchdown for this Rattlers offense.
Arizona up 35-20. I think I could say at this stage, and 3:50 remaining here for a lot to be done, but it's the best first half of football so far we have witnessed with the Arizona Rattlers. And to be honest with you, it's by quite a measure.
I was so excited about the touchdown. Did we miss the extra point?
The extra point was good. Dawson Evans continues.
He had one block last week.
To be good. To be good. Not to be perfect on the season, but he continues to be very, very good.
Don't we expect perfection from our kickers?
Yes, it's expected. Whether it's achieved or not, those are, different concepts oftentimes.
He's as good a kicker as I've seen come through here, and they've had a number of good kickers over the last decade or so.
Yeah, true story. This kick fielded about 4 yards deep and should not have run directly into Devontae Merriweather. Sorry, that's the wrong guy to run into. McCorker brings it back, and then after running into Day gets sent back.
Tremendous job by the kickoff team, though, staying in your lanes. When you're returning the kickoff, you're trying to separate a couple guys to get a gap you can shoot through. Right there, all the black jerseys stayed right in their lanes. There was nowhere to go. And Merriweather with maybe his third special teams tackle tonight already.
He was not supposed, well, I can't say he was not supposed to play. He was questionable before the start of the game. There's no question about his value to this Rattlers football team on this night. He is, defensively and on special teams, he's been the standout player so far. And there'll be a first down carry. Give the yardage to Kobe White.
Well, the one thing from Les Moss and Rod Windsor, you're never going to get them. They're not going to panic. They're not going to get out of their game plan. They're still going to run the football a little bit. They're still going to do the things that they plan to do coming in this game, even though they're down by 15 right now.
Josh Jones fooling the defense, and he'll go out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. You got some Rattler fans trying to help the officials point out, he went out right here. I'm not sure the officials are going to listen a whole lot to them, but one way or the other, Josh Jones puts together a nice gain for a Wranglers first down.
Well, I think he kind of surprised the Rattlers with his speed down the sidelines. A couple guys in their ankles. Maybe his left rear end cheek touched the dashboard. We'll get a great angle here, right down.
Well, how about the block? It was made by Gene Coleman, and it was a tremendous block to give his quarterback the edge. Jones, time to throw, a lot of time to throw over the middle, and maybe too much time to throw. He could not find Maldonado there in the middle of the defense, and it's incomplete.
That's an interesting defensive play call from Kevin Guy. It looked like they really only rushed one guy. Dropped everybody else into coverage. Playing a zone defense behind that, and eventually forced him to throw the ball incomplete.
After that pass, Jones, 7 of 9 for 89 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception today. That was a Dylan Winfrey interception earlier. Jones will follow his blockers and try the left side, and a big-bodied quarterback is going to get a few. Across the 10, near the 5. And that was just, muscle play around the left side.
Just running right behind that big offensive line. And then you put Josh Jones, 6'3", 220 pounds. He just lowers his head and pushes a pile.
Well, we're going to take our way to the 1-minute warning, everybody.
This is the 1-minute warning. Timeout on the field.
And we'll grab a timeout here in the broadcast. Look at this, 35-20. The Arizona Rattlers in command here in this first half. Stand by, more Arizona Rattlers football straight ahead.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
For Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
So, the fans love to have fun, and there is a group of fans here in Arizona that have determined that what's fun is to emulate we call them the red hat. You see the red gloves, and that's the person who indicates media timeouts down on the field to the officials. And they love to be those guys. Here's the run by Maldonado again, a tough finish by that Northern Arizona receiver. He'll take it to about the 2-yard line. It will be first down and goal at that spot for the Wranglers. And it looks like Coach Guy wants to grab a timeout.
Look at the power behind Maldonado. Not afraid to lower that shoulder. We talked about that size, 6'2", 220. Not afraid to lower his shoulder pads and run through guys, and that offensive line doing a nice job opening up some holes and picking up the first down. Now what's your strategy of your Rod Windsor? Do you try and make Arizona use their next 2 timeouts, or you try and score on this play even though you have 4 downs to score?
I think when you've got a quarterback like Josh Jones, and let's just face it, a tough running wide receiver combo like Maldonado, I think you keep it on the ground. Coach Guy will try to give his guys the best advantage they can defensively, try to see if he can out-chess Windsor and that Wranglers team. How about Coach Guy and the glasses? We talked about that. Don't get to see that very often. And I'm making an assessment here. I think when Coach Guy's got the glasses on, it adds 1 syllable to every 3rd word in those sentences in the huddle. Just a very smart look for the coach. Here's a give left side, and that is going to go nowhere. They did try to do that very thing, but it almost has that feel because the runner, he didn't really square up his shoulders, did he, to the line, Gene Coleman? And that does force the Rattlers to take a timeout right here with 49 seconds remaining. Dale, it almost has that feel like, yeah, let's go ahead and let's see if we can take more time off the clock.
Well, you're going to run the football down there inside the 5-yard line, but watch Devontae Merriweather come in right behind that scoop block, that backside scoop block, and he's fast enough to chase that down. Be interesting to see again how this Rod Windsor offense counteracts that. Do you fake that handoff now and have Jones keep it on his own, the way you're seeing Arizona Rattlers defenders run the football?
That's a good question. Look at that. Look at the screen right there. Here is a group of defenders, coaches coaching them up. Shannon Brooks is right in the middle of the defensive huddle with his guys playing on that side of the ball.
Coaches talk about this group all season long, the great character, how they cheer for each other. Hasn't had a group like this in a while, and he's excited to see what happens as the season unfolds.
Second down and goal, the 3-yard line, the spot, the motion on the right side, and they'll flip it to that side, and the defense is all over it. Just again, Gene Coleman with the ball, nowhere to go. There's Devontae Merriweather, right in the middle of it again?
Final timeout of the first half.
Rattlers call their remaining timeout here. They've got no more timeouts left.
I mean, there's just, you're trying to get big 55 Soma out there, 6'2", 235 pounds to block Merriweather. You don't got the speed. Everyone's going to be on track for 20 tackles tonight. For a guy who was dinged up a little bit earlier in the week, he's come out refreshed and ready to go.
Let's see if I can get you a number. Hard to tell how up-to-date these are, but it does look like right now Merriweather is credited with a total of 5 tackles, 4 solo, 1 assist. Yeah, I think that.
What game are they watching?
I think if you go back to the film, you'd come up with a different number, wouldn't you? He does lead the team in tackles with that total of 5. Now 6. They credit him with an assist on the last tackle, so 6 total tackles to his credit in the game. Here's the handoff, and there's a great defensive play by Arizona. Coming up from his defensive back spot, Omari Alexander takes the feet right at him. McCorker drops him in the backfield. What a big play on defense.
Well, what's interesting, Diamondbacks, the Rattlers out of timeouts. When are you going to call a timeout if you're Naz? Are you going to line up and just run 1 4th down play? You're going to bring on your field goal team?
This defense has played some tremendous football the last few weeks, last 2 weeks. 13 total takeaways
of the half.
You see.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 4 seconds.
And you see Tom Dreskowski, our game referee, indicating that the Wranglers have called timeout here with 3.2 seconds remaining. So, kick the ball, right?
Well, I would say kick the ball, but what I'm seeing out there right now is I don't see any kicker coming onto the field. And to go from the 3-yard line back to, what are we at now, the 8, 9? Kind of an interesting set of downs. I understand wanting to run that 1 minute off, make the Rattlers use their timeouts, but I can't believe the idea was to go backwards and bring up a 4th and 9 when you had 1st and 3.
Look for John Maldonado. He is to the left of the quarterback and deep. He'll go in motion. And looking that direction, but defense, the pressure comes up the middle. Throw that one up in the air, tapped away. There's a flag down on contact made as the ball is batted. Coach Guy is saying, hey, this thing was tipped along the way. And if it was tipped by one of the defenders that was rushing the quarterback, that's not going to be a penalty.
But the downfield official has to throw the flag.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 8. By rule, that penalty will be enforced half the distance from the previous spot. First down, we will have 1 untimed down.
Unless we get another defensive penalty. Well, there was a grab of the jersey by the offensive lineman. That one did not produce a penalty.
Well, and you could have said in the grass. A lot of things could have been called there, and 2 Naz receivers had a chance to come away with the football.
Coach Guy tried to make his case. He would not accept the argument. Untimed down. Under center. Jones throwing toward the corner, toward Maldonado. It's off his hands, out of bounds. Blanket defense on that side of the field. Got to give a lot of credit to the defender. We'll credit that young man here in just a moment. What a play defensively. Huge stop by the Rattlers with their backs to the goal line, their backs to the back of the end zone, and they're able to get the big stop. And you see Sandy Charles getting set to round up Coach and find out his thoughts as we close out the half. Sandy?
Yes, thanks, Floyd. Coach, big defensive stop. How have you seen your defense rise to the occasion tonight?
Well, they've been executing. We got guys healthy. We're back in there, and we got a full 30 minutes, so we got to come out and play.
Offensively, you're clicking. What's clicking right now?
Well, they're trying to play us man. It's just not going to happen. So they're going to have to change something in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. Floyd?
Listen, Coach Guy's team is playing at a high level tonight. It's been a long and arduous journey to get to the point that they're at right now, Dale, but they're playing some of the finest football we've seen all season.
One of the things he told us yesterday is the fact that when you talk about Dalton Sneed, he said, yes, he won a championship last year, but he's still growing. And that's kind of scary when you think about it, that he actually can get better. And we're seeing him week by week grow, get timing with his receivers, start to feel things with this football team. And it's really fun to watch as the season goes along.
He's having a great first half. How about Dalton Sneed's numbers? How about 7 of 9 in that first half? 7 of 9 for 127 yards, 4 touchdowns. And he has not turned the ball over. That's how the first half closes out, everybody. Our score here. Arizona leading Northern Arizona 35-20. We'll break it down for you coming up on our halftime report. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun. I take a chance, I do. Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Back into the Snake Pit, everybody. Desert Diamond Arena, Glendale, Arizona. The halftime score of this IFL matchup between the Arizona Rattlers and Northern Arizona, 35-20. The Rattlers on top with a big finish to close out the first half and a stop with their backs to the goal line. Able to get a couple of good defensive plays. Also able to get some great offensive play out of that quarterback right there, Dalton Sneed. You'll see him hook up right here on a touchdown pass to Corey. No, that was Niger Jackson. That was out of bounds, but Moments later, it would be Corey Reed catching a touchdown pass. You'll see John Maldonado haul one in right there for Northern Arizona in an action-packed and highlight-filled first half of football here in the West Valley. Welcome back in. Floyd Simmons along with Dale Hellerstray, and I wanted to go right straight to the standings as we close in toward the postseason and the playoffs just around the corner. With the Rattlers in front by 2 touchdowns right now, you can give some consideration to what would be the outcome if they win this game. They would move into third place in the Western Conference. Third place is on the line with a victory by the Arizona Rattlers. They would move ahead of the current third-place team, that's Northern Arizona. And then actually it's a tie in second place, at least record-wise, between the Vegas Nighthawks and Northern Arizona. So keep in mind, Vegas at 7-3 right now. Vegas is currently on a 3-game losing streak. They've lost their last 3 in a row. That began with a loss at Tucson, an overtime loss to the Tucson Sugar Skulls, and that just kind of turned things around, at least for the moment for Vegas. 3 straight losses. The total point differential on that is 13 points. They lost to the Sugar Skulls by 1, and then back-to-back losses by 6 points each. So they've been in those games. They've been right there, but in this game of indoor football, as I bring Dale back in, Dale, that's the nature of this game. High-scoring games and a lot of games that finish close like that. Kevin Guy yesterday on our phone call with him was talking about how close these games are. Tucson didn't have such a close game last week, but for the most part, across the board, this is the IFL. This is what you get. And the better coached teams, the more prepared, the more disciplined teams tend to rise to the top in the end.
That also when you have leaders, I've heard coaches talk about, Jimmy Johnson used to say this when we were with the Cowboys, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because most of these games, we're sitting here right now, and it's a pretty comfortable lead, pretty comfortable for the Arizona Rattlers. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say this is going to be a one-score game when this thing is all said and done, and who makes the plays down the stretch, who is used to making those plays instead of hoping to make those plays. And so as we watch this second half unfold, you're right, almost all the games, especially between the top 4 or 5 teams, they're going to be close games. There's not that much of a talent disparity between them, and it's really going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes.
Back to the standings for a moment. The team at the top of the Western Conference, and they have been at or near the top the entire season. Currently 9-1 the record. The defending IFL champions, the Bay Area Panthers. They lost a number of players from last year's roster and have just done a tremendous job rebuilding. I mean, reloading, I guess, is a better term for what the Panthers have done. You win a championship, you lose your quarterback to the Rattlers. You lost Niger Jackson, who was a great receiver for them last year, also on the Rattlers roster. And they've lost other players, and look at them. Look at what they've done. Tremendous job. They must have a great front office and just great personnel working to make sure that team is ready to go. And at 9-1, 2 games in front in the Western Conference. They've got a huge game, Dale, tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, all eyes are going to be on their matchup with San Diego. San Diego's 6-5 right now, but they've been in the upper half of the standings of this Western Conference the entire season. And don't look past San Diego. They've got a great defense, and that's a quality football team, and that's a big test tomorrow for Bay Area.
You look at it, and they make a couple field goals last week, and the Rattlers are on a 3-game win streak. So they're going to be looking at things like that's a game against the Rattlers that we should have won. Let's get back on the right column because their playoffs have started now too, and let's see if they can put some pressure on Bay Area, bring them back down to earth.
And we'll come back in a moment and look more in depth at our first half of this football game. The stats are on the way as well as we remind you of the score here, 35-20, Arizona in front of Northern Arizona. And we'll continue on our halftime breakdown of Arizona Rattlers football right after this.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun.
I take a chance, I do.
or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Did you know that 1 in 7 military families face food insecurity? Military Assistance Mission provides financial and morale support to Arizona service members, their families, and wounded heroes. Every donation helps those fighting for us to focus on their mission and not their finances. You can help by donating to MAM for a $1 state tax credit. Military Assistance Mission, a helping hand for those who serve. Please donate today.
What a night here in Glendale. Take a look at it. The Corgis going at it tonight here at the Snake Pits. And after getting the prize, which I think is somebody's challenge flag, the fun never ends.
112 degrees outside, Floyd, and it's 72 degrees inside.
The Corgis want to be inside.
There's some weightlifting stuff
I saw that. Yeah.
I thought you were going to run down the field and do a couple bench presses.
Some power cleans.
Yeah. Well, for what?
I definitely thought about it, but the problem is I just shine these shoes, and you can see, I didn't want to get those.
We don't want you to throw your back out and not make it back up here for the second half.
That might be an issue, too. Yeah, take a look right there at the interception by Dylan Winfrey.
Great concentration. Obviously, we talked about it. Devontae Merriweather not knowing he's behind him, trying to get his hand on the football.
Yeah, trying to make a play. And he's made a number of those plays. I'm talking about Devontae Merriweather. Great first half by him. He leads the team in tackles here at halftime. And he may have been shortchanged a little bit on the stat sheet for his tackle number. But whether it's defensively or special teams, he has been big today. Shannon Brooks gotten into the end zone, but Corey Reed is in tandem with the quarterback. That combination has been outstanding for the Rattlers in the first half of this game, and they lead 35-20. How about a look at the first half statistics for you?
Before you get in there, I do want to point out, I don't want to brush by it, the fact that when Kevin Guy said this team's playing man-to-man against us, they can't continue to do that. That's when you see wide receivers wide open when it's man-to-man, because all you have to do is make the guy think you're going one way, you go the other, and there's nobody else there for you. When you play zone, There's guys deep, there's guys intermediate. And so we'll see exactly what Naz and Coach Les Moss has up their sleeve here for the second half, because you can't imagine that they'd be comfortable with Arizona scoring 35 points in that first half.
Well, here at halftime, a 2-touchdown lead for the Rattlers. The next time you'll get to see them here at home. We do invite you to come out here to Desert Diamond Arena as Iowa comes into town. The Iowa Barnstormers will be here on Saturday, June 29th, a 6:05 p.m. kickoff. Right here in Glendale. Do come out, get your tickets now. Go to azrattlers.com to secure your seat. And we've got a great crowd. This might be the biggest crowd we've had this season for a Rattlers game, as the team goes on a 3-game winning streak. They've won 6 of their last 7 games, and now that feeling is starting to come back. You're starting to get ready for the playoffs coming up, and another playoff run ahead, you would presume, the way they're playing football for this Arizona Rattlers team. They do have some work to do, but if you're the Rattlers and you're able to get a win tonight against this quality opponent, and then you get another win at Vegas next Saturday, all of a sudden the Rattlers at that moment have positioned themselves for a home playoff game. When you go back a month ago, they were just concerned about what are we going to do to get to the playoffs? What kind of rabbit do we have to pull out of our hats?
Correct.
When they were at 4-4, the playoffs was a very distant thought at that point.
It's interesting because I've been around this Rattler organization a long time, and they've had a couple years where they start off 4-4 for whatever reasons. And I've seen them start off 10-0. They seem to have more success when they struggle a little bit early in the season, face adversity, learn how to overcome it, and then get better as the season goes along. Coach Guy talked about that San Diego game last week. It wasn't a thing of beauty by any stretch of the imagination. But you can learn from winning too. You don't have to lose to learn. You can learn from winning. And Coach Guy had said, hey, I was just as proud of myself for not losing my mind on some of those plays that were run last week. Make sure that we're ready to go this week.
Total offense for Arizona in the first half, 169 yards to 146 for Northern Arizona. The quarterback comparison looks like this. Dalton Snead is 7 of 9 for 127, 4 touchdowns. His opponent on the other side, Josh Jones, 7 of 10, 89 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Very close in the numbers category, but that one big mistake, that interception that Jones threw, that Dylan Winfrey picked off for the Rattler defense. We await Coach Guy's return from the locker room here in a moment. We'll talk to him or see if we can get a word from him back out. And there's an update on his team's psyche and other issues from halftime.
Floyd, the other thing I want to point out is Dalton Snead, 4 carries, 25 yards. Again, that's a dynamic in this offense. It just opens everything else up. If he's just a threat, as I've said before, I don't want him carrying the ball 10 times a game. But he carries the ball 4 or 5 times a game at the appropriate time. It just puts so much pressure on the defense.
Closing out halftime here at Desert Diamond Arena. A couple other items of note. 5 catches for 100 first half yards for Corey Reed. 3 touchdowns. He's had a game that every receiver in the league would be happy to have for a whole game. And he had that in the first half. Sandy Charles is with Kevin Guy.
Thanks, Floyd. Coach, what was your message to your guys at the half?
Well, this game's not over. The score is 0-0. We got to keep our foot on the gas pedal, and we haven't put a complete game together, so we need to do that starting tonight.
You told me before the game you need your guys to keep their composure. How do you assess how they've done so far?
I think they've done a pretty good job. We've had a couple little incidents, but you got to remind them.
Thank you, Coach. Floyd.
Thank you, Sandy, and we're about ready to go in this second half here, everybody. The Indoor Football League, thanks for watching on the IFL's YouTube channel, also on caffeine.tv, live streaming on caffeine.tv. A couple of great places to find our broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that means at halftime now, that was a smile from Kevin Guy to Sandy.
It was.
And he gave you a couple smiles pregame.
He did.
And he's wearing glasses.
So
Are we sure that's Kevin Guy?
I don't know. Let's see. Sandy Charles, you've been up close and personal. Is it the real Kevin Guy?
It is the real KG, like they call him down here. And it's fun. It's fun when he's smiling, and this team, the energy down here is just, it's unlike any home game yet when I've been down here. So it's been really fun so far.
All right. Well, look, they've been playing their best football as of late, and he really enjoys this team, this club. He enjoys what they are in the locker room, and he likens them to some great teams that he had when Nick Davila was the quarterback, and that takes us back a ways. It's been a while since they've had this kind of gang, this kind of collection of character players, and that makes a coach's job a whole lot easier. And as they get more healthy, the results kind of speaking for themselves out there, as you see that return by McCorker come out of the end zone to about the 10-yard line. It's first down there for the Wranglers. Second half underway on this broadcast of the IFL, Arizona Rattlers football.
Not only do the opponents fall down when that big receiver Maldonado hits them, teammates fall down when Maldonado hits them. Obviously, you take a look there, and then we'll go down to Sandy real quick before the snap.
Oh, my gosh. Dale, okay, back on to this team and what they're clicking. Coach Guy did tell us yesterday they had a walkthrough for the first time with a team since 2008. So he said that could be the new trend. Is that something we're going to see going forward?
Well, one, it's not a trend, but we'll find out as pressure gets to Jones. He goes down in the end zone, apparently in the end zone. Well, let's see. The referee is going to say he got outside the end zone. They'll put him at the 1-yard line right now, but great pressure to start the second half by the Arizona defense.
Flag is on the dasher board here.
Illegal contact. Contact beyond 5 yards. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, the penalty is going to erase what was potentially a safety. And if we looked at it a few times, we would be able to tell whether or not it was actually a safety. Instead, the penalty and a break for the Wranglers. And Josh Jones under intense heat on the first defensive play of the second half by the Rattler D. He was going to try to take it himself on what looked to me like a design quarterback draw. The official goes down near the tackle, the only guy that went down in that whole exchange, and he'll be back up on his feet. He looks like he's none the worse for wear right there.
Yeah, it's Kevin Kaiser, long-time official, does Pac-12 stuff, Big Ten stuff, and the Indoor Football League. And boy, when you, as a coach now, when I'm on the sideline, you see a massive humanity come where you're looking for a place to hide, and with those dasher boards, there's no place to go.
Officials timeout.
I think Mr. Kaiser just needed an extra moment. They did straighten out the down marker, and there was some contact on the official as well, so he's checking to see if he's got any blood, but looks like he's okay. And we're back to it. Josh Jones puts them in motion. And here, look at that. They dropped 2 defensive linemen back in coverage. Max coverage right there for the Arizona Rattler defense. So they had guys patrolling out there, and there's Dylan Winfrey batting the ball down, making a play.
Well, he's making a play. Rod Windsor getting a little bit upset. Only a 2-man rush again, but over to the right of Jones was number 11, Maldonado, who was pretty wide open. Took a shot down the field, great ball skills. And we've talked about the importance of Dylan Winfrey to this defense, not only lining guys up, but his ball hawking skills.
So a couple of defensive plays early to start the third quarter. Blitz up the middle. And the pass is caught in the middle of the defense. That'll go across the 20-yard line of Arizona. And a connection down the field. The guy on the receiving end was Arsiah McCorker.
Just sat down in the middle of that zone, and good pass protection up front. Jones able to fire the ball in there and pick up the first down.
Maldonado flanking the quarterback on the left side. And they will give it on the speed sweep. Got the corner. Farrell able to track down the runner, but Gene Coleman able to get the first down in the process.
It's so hard as a defender. You see the entire offensive line going to the right. Well, you have your read, you have your responsibility. One guy is told to stay back, whether that's the linebacker, defensive end, but yet your tendency is, I'm going to go make a play. And if you do take one step the wrong way, that play coming back will get you.
So 4 downs to work inside the 10-yard line. Fake that. Jones left. And Jones in the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Wranglers.
Well, after the first play that almost looked like it could have been a safety, Naz comes out, executes its first drive of the third quarter, and you know that was a point of emphasis for them, Les Moss and his staff, to get back into this football game.
And they're going to try to add 2 points on a drop kick, and successfully in doing so. Good looking effort by Perez, and that will make it a 1-touchdown game. 35-28. Our score as we get this second half underway, everybody. Stand by. 10:29 on the clock, third quarter. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer, Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning. A place of knowledge. Real hands-on training. Experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
And a good time was had by all here at Desert Diamond Arena. Welcome back, football fans. Rattlers lead the Wranglers 35-28, and Arizona about to get the ball back. Well, let's see. It's been all conventional kind of in the kickoff game so far. Dale, are we due for an onside kick attempt anytime soon?
I don't know about anytime soon. I think that Les Moss going to let his team go out there and see what they can do defensively. Although nothing in this league really surprises me.
Here's a line drive kick, scooped up by Jamal Miles to the 19-yard line. He's tackled right there, and Dalton Sneed will take back over on offense. So it took a little while. You know, there was the early injury, and Dalton missed a few games. He came back, and he almost immediately got hurt again, and that's hampered him, slowed him down. He looked rusty coming back from that, but he's back into some pretty solid form right here, and he is back in the kind of form that starts to give you a pretty good indication about why the Rattlers were comfortable moving on from the multi-time MVP of this league, Drew Powell, and turning the reins over to this guy, Dalton Sneed. He's had a great game. He'll take it himself. Faked it, kept it. And then that closed down in a hurry. The guy that got there defensively, Gervin Hall, getting in on the play.
A lot of white jerseys there against some of these quarterbacks. They predetermine whether they're going to hand the ball off or not. And it's just imperative that you read the defense. Usually it's reading one guy designated by the play call, and whatever he does, you do what you're supposed to do depending on him. And you talked about Dalton Sneed, and Coach Guy cannot talk about any more about how positive a human being he is and the great character he bestows.
Yeah, he loves to have him leading this team, and he connects on a great pass to Niger Jackson. We haven't said Niger's name a whole lot. He caught that pass that was ruled a no touchdown in the end zone on the opening possession of the day for the Rattlers, and there he delivers a first down on that catch and run.
I think that's what makes this offense really, really good, is the fact that Corey Reed in the entire first half. We haven't mentioned Jamal Miles' name yet, although that kickoff return was a great catch and getting them good field position. We haven't mentioned his name offensively, and so now maybe it's Jackson's turn. No jealousy on this team.
Test the middle of this Wranglers defense with Shannon Brooks. And Shannon's had a really kind of a tough luck night. He's running hard as he always does. But he had only, I believe it had 17 yards on 6 carries in the first half, and there's another short gain for Shannon there.
Keeps the defense honest. 2 guys from this Naz defense come up and make a pretty sure tackle. He leaps over them, still picks up a couple positive yards.
Sneed sliding left and nowhere to go. 3 Wrangler defenders converge for the sack. Just about everybody on that defense able to get in. Dalton Sneed getting his space on that play, and the loss will be about a 5-yard loss. Mark him at the 14-yard line.
3 receivers on the route, 3 receivers in the end zone, and absolutely blanketed. Nowhere to go with the football. Carter gets beat fairly quickly there. You'd like to see, if he can, Dalton Sneed to sew that into the souvenir stands.
Traymond Lofton is the guy that got there first for the defense. Pump fake, throw, and try to hit the back shoulder here on the near side, Corey Reed. That is incomplete.
Kind of knew we had a free play, took a shot down the sideline to Corey Reed, and boy, you love that.
Defense. Northern Arizona 54 did not have his hand on the ground at the snap. That is a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
Yeah, I saw the early movement by the right defensive end. And for a moment there, I forgot that you can't come out of your stance. He didn't go across the line of scrimmage, but you've got to be down at the snap.
All your hands have to be on the ground when you're up front there, so you take a shot down the field. And it's always nice when Corey Reed, 6'3" target, is there. Throw it up. Maybe he can get it. Maybe he doesn't.
So the Rattlers get the ball back to the 9-yard line after the penalty is stepped off. And throw it out on the near side. Shannon Brooks racing to the end zone. That's an Arizona Rattlers touchdown. Shannon Brooks finds his target in the stands after hauling in that touchdown.
You have a choice as a running back and obviously as a play caller. Do you have your running back step up and block that blitzing linebacker, or do you free release him? It's the second time free release. Nobody out there to pick him up when you're in that man-to-man coverage if you're Northern Arizona.
And after a perfect kick, it's another 2-touchdown lead for the Rattlers as Shannon Brooks running a very similar route that he ran when he caught his first touchdown today. So second time in the end zone for Shannon. This is Arizona Rattlers football. We'll return in a moment. More third quarter action right after this.
Honor is a steady rhythm, a beat that inspires remarkable medical professionals to work with passion and purpose. A tireless dedication to the lives we serve is what drives all of us at Honor Health. A shared focus on doing what we love. Honor Health. Honor above all.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a smooth, elevated taste. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Being a parent, especially for the first time, with that comes a lot of self-doubt. As a dad, I just try to lead by example. When you're trying to be the best person that you can be, your kids see that and then they emulate that.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Did you know that 1 in 7 military families face food insecurity? Military Assistance Mission provides financial and morale support to Arizona service members, their families, and wounded heroes. Every donation helps those fighting for us to focus on their mission and not their finances. You can help by donating to MAM for a $1 state tax credit. Military Assistance Mission, a helping hand for those who serve. Please donate today.
And make plans to join us for the next broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football coming up in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll return here to Glendale for that broadcast as this kickoff goes into the stands.
Kick out of bounds.
I hope we have a
ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. First down.
I hope we have a good look at the end of that and the attempted catch in the stands.
Everybody thinks it's pretty easy, just like catching a foul ball.
Let's see, watch this.
Oh.
Wow, look at that. That was similar to the Dylan Winfrey catch earlier.
I see no similarity between Dylan Winfrey and that catch.
I'm trying to help the guy.
Wow.
I'm trying to help the guy out here. You're saying Dylan's eyes were open?
I think so.
As just one differential. Here comes Northern Arizona. Jones under pressure throws, and boy, that was defended pretty well. Some contact down the sideline. Hey, let's check in with Sandy Charles. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Floyd, I'm here with Shannon Brooks. Okay, Shannon, when everything is clicking on offense like tonight, how much fun is this game?
It's super fun. It's always fun winning and never fun losing. I want to give credit to everybody on offense, even defense, the whole team. We came out ready to play today. Big credit to the O-line as well. It starts with them up front protecting. You know what I'm saying? When they're able to protect and give Snead the time he needs, then, you know what I'm saying, it's money every time.
Let's talk about that O-line a little more. How have you seen them gel and come together this season?
You know what I'm saying? Those guys... Incomplete. Those guys have been putting in a lot of work. And as far as protecting and just moving the guys back up front, like I said, it starts with them, and they've been doing a great job of just being physical, playing physical, and moving the line of scrimmage and controlling it.
Awesome, thank you, Shannon. He could have called that play for us, Floyd. He has eyes on it. Back to you.
All right, thank you. That is ruled a touchdown eventually.
The ruling on the field is that the Northern Arizona player secured possession, and therefore it is a completed catch for a touchdown.
Disappears from our camera angle there. Kevin Guy just threw his challenge flag. He's saying it's an incomplete pass.
This is going to be a pretty good look right here. Yeah, he might lose that challenge from what I could tell right there. That looked pretty good. I don't think the ball ever hit the ground.
Remember how important it is if this challenge does go through. The call on the field has to see evidence.
Arizona is challenging the ruling on the field of a touchdown.
And so you have to see clear and convincing evidence that it was not. This is probably the best angle we're going to see. Looks like it's a tie there, but Maldonado, that 6'2", 220-pound monster with those strong hands,
See, I don't think the ball I don't think it ever touched the ground. At least not up to that point right there. Did it hit the wall? We don't know. The defender.
And where was he? Was he, there seems like a little opening over there. Was he actually in bounds when he caught the ball?
Yeah, it's a question. Good question. The defender felt strongly like he had the ball secured before the offensive player had the ball. They're looking at, you see the players looking up at the big screen, which is the view that, well, that was a wobbler too, wasn't it? That was not the Dale Hellestrate tight spiral coming off the hand of the quarterback there. They are looking at, there's no way with the view they're looking at, I think they're looking at anyway, which is a really wide angle. I kind of doubt that they're going to be able to overturn based on what they might be able to see from the angle that apparently the officials are looking at.
And that's 6'2", 220 pounds of John Maldonado going up against 5'11", 185-pound Jermaine Dobbs.
The official taking as close a look at it as he can. I think that Rod Windsor trying to gauge his reaction. He was down there looking at it a little bit, and I couldn't tell if he was showing a little bit of disappointment or if he was looking and saying it was definitive. I couldn't tell because he kind of threw his arms. There's Les Moss.
But we have not seen anything that would cause me to overturn this.
I agree with that.
But again, you and I have been dead wrong before.
Dead wrong?
Dead wrong. Well, okay, I'll say me.
Well, I've been dead wrong a lot. You know, I can't find anything about this that would overturn it. Let's see if I'm dead wrong.
His hands under that ball.
Doesn't look like the ball ever hit the turf, does it? Now, they can look at that very camera angle, our camera angle on that, and that may be what's taking extra time is because the only angle I think they're being served up on the regular replay collection is a wide angle. And it's one that's so wide you can't possibly tell anything from it. But even from our angle, there's nothing there that suggests that you could change it, is there?
Kevin Guy's looking at his computer. Crislow looking at their computer. See Kevin Guy's reaction. He wasn't adamant about it.
Let's see if it costs the Rattlers a timeout. Which, you know, in a game like this, that could be big. Well, Tom Dreskowski is our game referee, and he has made a determination.
After further review, the receiver, when he landed on the ground, lost control of the ball. It is therefore an incomplete pass. The ruling on the field has changed. It will be 3rd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Arizona is not charged a timeout and has one challenge remaining in the game.
So they took their time, used a lot of discretion in making that evaluation, and they had a reverse angle that we don't have.
Okay.
It's a wide angle, but it's an angle we do not have. That's a pretty good look right there until you get to that point right there, and then we lose it.
Well, even Kevin Guy, after he looked at his computer, he said, "Come on, let's go." I think he knew. I think he felt that they were going to lose the challenge, but let's go and play football. And if you're a Rattler fan, thank goodness they took that extra 30 seconds.
Lo and behold, Dale, you and I, to the extent that we were indicating it might not fly, you and I were wrong. Here's the pass caught. Crossing routes, and Alexander will make the tackle on the receiver, and the guy that hauled it in was Well, I'm going to need another look at that. I guess the guy that got it was Kobe White. So the Rattlers hang on to that timeout. They didn't lose one in the challenge. They win the challenge.
And now it's 4th down.
And they remain three timeouts in the tank for this Rattlers team. And a big play, 4th down and 6. Jones looking right, finding his guy, and that's a 1st down. That was well done by Josh Jones. On the receiving end was Isaiah McCorker to haul that in and move the chains. Big conversion.
McCorker took a big hit. Looks like Josh Jones, his left knee might be bothering him a little bit. You see late pressure up the middle. Takes a big hit right there. And that again is number 5, Jermaine Dobbs. Almost jarred the ball loose, but keeps this drive alive.
Jones taking his time. He's letting the clock run down. Play clock down to 3 seconds on the snap, and almost the exact play dialed up. This time a sliding catch by Kobe White for another Wranglers 1st down.
Interesting formation by Coach Rod Windsor and this Naz offense. 2 receivers tucked up against the dasher board, kind of forces all the Rattler defenders to come over to the left of the offense, and then kind of opens up the right side for one-on-one coverage.
Well, this is kind of the spot on the field where the Rattlers defense has done a good job stiffening up. They closed out the first half with that stop in this, pretty much in this territory. We'll see what they do. Here's the speed sweep. Oh, that'll go into the end zone. There's a dive for the touchdown. Kobe White takes it around the corner, and he is able to find enough space on the dive to get into the end zone.
Well, I'm almost having a love affair with this Maldonado. You're going to see a block that springs him for those last couple yards to get into the end zone. Not only does he play special teams, catch the ball, run physical, but he also blocks for his teammates.
Perez is on to try the point after. And the kick is up and good. And I'm going to go ahead and correct on the touchdown. It was Gene Coleman. Well, no, I take it back. That's Kobe White. We were following Gene Coleman off the field with our look there a moment ago, and that was not accurate. So my bad on that. I tried to correct myself when I was right in the first place.
Wow, you feel a little shell shock from the. Okay, that's Dalton Sneed on the big board, but you're still a little shell shocked from that overturn of the replay that we both thought we knew what was going on.
Well, they had a look, it was a wide angle look, but they were somehow able to dial in and see well enough to find out that the ball hit the turf on that. And I believe that Shannon Brooks may have actually had a good angle on that as well, right, Sandy?
He did. During that whole interview, he was watching it. He would stop mid. He was like, that was incomplete. That was incomplete. So he had such a good vantage point of that. We should have just went to him.
We're going to save 5 minutes of our time,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
We'll have to let Mr. Drozdowski, the referee, know. You might want to check Shannon first. Jamal Miles will be back deep to see about returning this one for the Rattlers. No sign of Isaiah Houston, who had been returning the ball for the most part today, at least the deep returner for the Rattlers. Arizona is up and expecting some trickery on this Wranglers kickoff attempt. And that's a line shot. Takes a big bounce. Miles circles around it, brings it back out, and he finds his way to about the 8-yard line where he gets hogtied and wrestled down, and that's where the Rattlers offense will take over here as we continue on here with the final 35 seconds of this third quarter.
far be it from me to tell an athlete how to return a kick, but I would advise him to maybe try and get that ball after the first hop, because that second hop stayed in the air so long and allowed the kickoff team to get about 15 yards closer to him before he actually got possession of the football.
I think you're an athlete, Dale.
Your voice cracked when you said that.
20 seconds left. Here's a pass. Was that caught and then dislodged? No, they say incomplete. Incomplete pass. And that was a big hit on Niger Jackson, who gets up limping. And they're going to bring him off the field. He needs to take a break for a moment. Took a big pop on that pass over the middle.
Well, that's one of those things as a quarterback, you don't want to lead your receiver into contact.
Timeout on the field.
So the third quarter comes to an end like that. And we will get you ready for the final 15 minutes. Coming right up, our score, Arizona 42, Northern Arizona 35. This is Arizona Rattlers football. We'll be back with that fourth quarter in just a moment.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun. I take a chance, I do. Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
I'm Belinda, and this is Willard, and we were adopted in 2021. When we first met Todd, he was singing a song, and I was like, wow, look at this kid with the biggest smile, and he has a big heart to match.
The energy you give Todd, you get it back from Todd.
Yeah.
Todd's a joy.
Yes, he
Todd
is.
really is a great joy.
I love him. You and you.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Well, the fourth quarter will get underway here at the Snake Pits and officially Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Welcome back, everybody. Floyd Simmons, Dale Hellestrae, your announcers on this one. Our sideline reporter, Sandy Charles, as this fourth quarter is about to get underway. Just as soon as the Arizona Sidewinders, the dance team, gets their work done for the fans here at the Snake Pit. Well, Dale, see how well you were listening. We were just reported the attendance number here.
Oh.
And I thought you were listening, so we'll find out if you were.
No, you had a Cheshire cat smile on your face.
You got to get within 3.5% of the actual number of today's attendance, Dale. If you can do that, you may win a prize. You might win something real nice, as a matter of fact.
Sandy, I've asked you to check on this.
I know, and I was not listening when they announced it either.
She wasn't paying attention. Here's Dalton Sneed decides to carry the ball himself to the 9-yard line. A short gain for Dalton. It'll bring up second down straight ahead for the Rattlers. This fourth quarter gets underway, and a one-touchdown Rattlers advantage. Well, Dale Hellestrae, if you can get within 3.5% of the actual attendance today, it could bode well for you.
It could. Anybody up north to golf?
You might get an invitation to golf. You might get a number of interesting and fantastic prize opportunities. Here's Dalton Sneed. Steps out of the end zone, fires a strike downfield to Jamal Miles to the 21-yard line of Northern Arizona. What a toss by Dalton Sneed.
What a route by Miles. Inside a defender, acts like he's going out, comes back inside to a spot we talked about, is this team going to continue to play man-to-man? There they got caught in the zone. Miles recognized it, goes back to a void zone, able to catch the ball, pick up the first down.
Into Wrangler territory, Shannon Brooks, he'll get the fake, I guess, and there's a big collision. Dalton Sneed takes a big hit, and the guy that delivered that hit was defensive back. Malik Sanier is the guy that got him. Finish off the run there.
And ideally, obviously, I don't think that's the way this play was meant to be run. But I don't think you want, ideally, your quarterback to be taking shots like that.
Well, he's going to collect himself. The quarterback is Dalton Sneed, and get ready to run this second down play. Lost a yard on that last play. And Dalton throws to the defender. He threw it right into the hands of the big defender who dropped off in coverage. Tremont Lofton from his defensive end spot drops off a little bit, and it was it was going to be a tough ball for him to handle, but he nearly did.
Well, it's one of those things. He really wasn't rushing the pass or drop back, playing that zone defense. So you kind of rush, you draw the attention of Cole Carter, and then he drops back into that short zone, almost comes up with an interception, big 54.
Sneed with the snap. He's looking right. Now he takes off. And a triple move at the end of it as he gets driven finally into the wall. And pretty nice run at the end of it, but he takes more punishment. And he's going to strut his way over to get the play call from Coach Guy, but the strut tells me he's feeling it. He's feeling it from the pops and the hits that he's taken from that defense. He wants to make sure the defenders know that he's still there, but
yeah, sometimes when it really, really smarts, you try and act more and more like it doesn't. Fourth down.
7-point advantage. Can the Rattlers add to that? Miles, Corey Reed in motion on the right side. They'll throw to Jamal. Jamal tried to race to the edge, and he's got, on a fourth down, he's got plenty for the first down. And that was a big conversion, taken inside the 10-yard line. The 7 will be the spot after Jamal converts for the Rattlers.
Offensively, you call that a gentle rub. Defensively, you call it an illegal pick. Two wide receivers running inside, kind of knock off the pursuers on defense, and you try and make it look like you're just running your route when really the entirety of your job is to make sure that guy cannot get out there and cover the running back.
Brooks on the stretch, left side. He's able to duck under a defender. We've seen him do that kind of magic a time or two. Didn't get a whole lot out of it. Mark him down at the 5-yard line.
But that went from a 2 or 3 yard loss. You see white jerseys there, ducks underneath. Picks up a couple yards.
We approach now 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Have you gotten your tickets, folks? Have you made your plans to get to the national championship game? Here's the thing. It's such a good experience. Whether your team gets there or not, why not plan to get there? Make plans to be at the national championship game in mid-August. I believe August 17th. Henderson, Nevada. The Dollar Loan Center. You will have a tremendous time regardless of whether your team is in the championship game. I say that because you don't want to get caught unawares and left behind. Get yourself to the national championship game. As you see that one go incomplete.
Keep your head on a swivel over there in the Rattlers bullpen.
So here's 3rd down and 5, 3rd and goal at the 5-yard line. Brooks, motion, and he'll get the pass, and he'll, for a 3rd time today, go into the end zone for an Arizona Rattlers touchdown.
Well, they found a matchup that they really like. Fake the handoff to him. Wasn't the initial read for Dalton Sneed. But when he saw Kalen Hicks trailing him, got the ball out to him, and what a nice catch. This was not an easy catch. Turned his body around, able to secure the football and get in the end zone.
And the point after for Dawson Evans. That one is going to go through. Might have got a hand. Somebody might have got a hand on it. One way or the other. It was not the prettiest finish with the ball, and marker down after the play.
Went through like a punt.
Somehow got through as a knuckleball.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Arizona number 3, standing over and taunting a player of the opposing team. That 15-yard penalty will be placed in the bank and enforced after the succeeding kickoff. Timeout on the field.
So Shannon Brooks scores the touchdown. Shannon then gets penalized, and they'll mark that in just a few moments as we take this timeout. Welcome, or come on back. You will be welcomed back in just a moment as we continue with more Arizona Rattlers football.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When your job feels humdrum, you can still find that fun. I take a chance, I do. Or you spend the whole day working that 5-game parlay.
I'll take Philly +2.
When taking a chance becomes a victory dance, it's so fun to do. Or you go money line, it comes through, you feel fun.
More than fun, it's true.
Life would be dull if we never took a chance. Bet Rivers.
Take a chance.
I'm Belinda, and this is Willard, and we were adopted in 2021. When we first met Todd, he was singing a song, and I was like, wow, look at this kid with the biggest smile, and he has a big heart to match.
The energy you give Todd, you get it back from Todd.
Yeah.
Todd's a joy.
Yes, he
Todd
is.
really is a great joy.
I love him. You and you.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Have a look at the touchdown again. Shannon Brooks hauls it in. Shannon Brooks races around. Well, you know, Shannon did get the taunting penalty a couple of moments later. You don't want to see that. You don't want to have that. However, I'll tell you what I did like after the touchdown. It looked to me like Shannon gave the ball to Lamar Mady so that Lamar could give a souvenir to somebody in his entourage up there. So teammates doing teammate kind of things right there as you watch the Wranglers return the ball out to just past the 20-yard line, where Josh Jones and the offense for the Wranglers come out and take over on first down again. The Rattlers, they just have to continue trading punches at this point, Dale, right? I mean, you know, don't make any big mistakes. Score when you've got the ball.
Half the distance to the goal. First down, Northern Arizona.
Remember, the 15-yard penalty is attached after the kickoff return. Going back to that, Lamar Mady got to work on his throw into the stands a little bit. Really nice job, though, recognizing your teammates. That's another one of those things Kevin Guys talked about. Don't get caught up in the moment. Don't give them free yardage, especially in the fourth quarter with about half the quarter gone.
Give you an update and a final score from Albuquerque in just a moment as you watch the ball go around the left side, and there's a gain of about 3 yards. The Vegas Nighthawks have secured their 8th victory of the season and ended a 3-game losing streak by winning at Duke City. The final score in that game was 53-39. So Vegas will stay in second place or at least tied for second, depending on the outcome of this game after tonight's victory. Here's a Josh Jones run, and no, that's quarterback sack. He gets wrapped up in the backfield, and the sack was made possible by the pressure coming up the middle by Javarius Farrell, who forced the quarterback off his game there, and the beneficiary was the defense end. Was that Savon Lowry that got him?
Well, then I would advise the offensive line for Naz, don't pull your quarterback forward and try and throw him forward. He might end up getting injured. He was wrapped up. I'm surprised the whistle didn't get blown just a little bit sooner.
Jones, a little double move, and that one is caught for a touchdown. That was just a great route run by the receiver, and he'll haul it in. That's Kobe White, and the Wranglers touchdown.
Kobe White goes up really high for this ball. 5'11", 200 pounds. Joshua Dobbs again under pressure, just goes ahead and throws the ball up and says, go get it, big boy.
And the kick. That's going to miss. And I predict force a drop kick attempt coming up later in the game. Axel Perez, the kicker, unable to convert right there, but you look again at the touchdown. Kobe White hauls it in, and we got a one-touchdown game. This is Arizona Rattlers football. We'll continue here in the fourth quarter in just a moment.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer, Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Back to the action. The Arizona Rattlers are going to get the football back here after Wranglers touchdown. There's the onside kick attempt off the wall, and it's collected in by Omari Alexander. Great job by Omari to protect the football, scoop it up. The Rattlers are going to be in business somewhere in the vicinity of the 10, maybe the 9 or 9.5 yard line as we bring you back into it, everybody, and let you know that down a little south of us in Tucson, the Tucson Sugar Skulls and the Frisco Fighters are locked in a defensive struggle there with 10.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The score there was Frisco 21, Tucson 18. This a week, I can't figure out this Sugar Skulls team, a week after they lost to Bay Area 51-12.
You wonder if there was a little heart-to-heart between the coaching staff and the players and deciding, hey, we can either mail in the rest of the season or let's come out and fight our tails off.
Tough game going on there. Here is Shannon Brooks, and like he has all night long, he's had trouble running against this Wranglers defense. The run defense there has been tough for Northern Arizona. Hasn't stopped Shannon from hauling in 3 touchdown passes, but the running game has not been all that dialed in today for the Rattlers. That'll be we'll bring up second down and goal to go at about the 6.5-yard line.
Tremendous job by Mason Newton, the nose tackle for Naz, working on Will Lay, the center. Got penetration, able to get through him and make sure that play continued to have to stay out wide.
Dalton Sneed with pressure coming. And he releases the pass. It's caught by Najir Jackson. Touchdown, Rattlers. Looked like the defender had a hand in there on the ball on that, but Niger would not be denied.
Ball looked like it came out a little bit late here. Pressure right in his face. Able to battle off, come down with the ball, and again, as I tell everybody, wide receiver, not only do you got the defender behind you, you got the dasher board in front of you. And I know there's padding on it, but it still smarts a little bit when you hit it.
Great catch by Jackson. Here's the point after. It's good, as it seems to usually be from Dawson Evans. Take another look at the touchdown catch by Jackson. And the Rattlers trading punches out there, but with the advantage. And as we close out that possession, our score here, Arizona 56, Northern Arizona 41. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experiences with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Make Spooner your first stop for your injury prevention, recovery, and treatment needs. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance trainings, our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
I'm Dr. Pamela Lund, Director of Sports and Orthopedic Imaging at Simon Med Imaging. I've been reading sports MRI studies for patients and athletes at all levels for over 20 years. When you're injured, an accurate diagnosis can mean the difference between chronic pain or pain-free enjoyment of your life and sports activities. At Simon Med, we treat you just like all of our elite athletes, with state-of-the-art equipment, precise interpretation, and compassion.
Game time. The IFL and Build Your Base are back in your communities in 2024. Build Your Base has prepared our teams to bring fun and excitement to the youth in our communities, along with priceless lessons about good nutrition and the importance of staying active. With Build Your Base, our goal is to instill healthy lifestyle principles early in life so they can carry these lessons with them as they grow. Learn more about Build Your Base at buildyourbase.org.
Coming up, Arizona Rattlers fans, the next home broadcast and the next home game. You can get your tickets right now for the matchup between the Rattlers and the Iowa Barnstormers, Saturday, June 29th. Kickoff 6:05 p.m. Go to azrattlers.com for your tickets. And why not be in the stands for that one? I mean, we'd love to have you watching the broadcast out there, but we'd really love to see your smiling face here in the stands at the Snake Pits. Here comes the ball out of the end zone. And that one will stop at the 16-yard line. That's where the coverage team gets there for the Rattlers. Well, Dale Hellestray,
I got it.
A prize may be yours.
I got it.
You've got your guess on the attendance?
Yep.
Now, first of all, you got to tell me, and you got to be honest, have you had any help with that?
I have not.
Okay.
Nobody seems to want to help an old man.
Okay. What's the number?
I'm going to go with 91-47.
Something tells me that Dale Hellestray got some help. Let's see. You may have gotten inside the 3.5% margin of error. There's a catch made by McCorker. And he'll bring that one into Rattlers territory. The ball spotted now at the 22-yard line. 3:49 counting down. Intensity will start to ramp up here in these waning seconds to this one. Rattlers in front 56-41.
Remember, the clock will continue to run till the 1-minute warning. And then the last minute will take a while.
Rattlers drop at least one defensive lineman back into coverage. Again, that max coverage kind of package. And look at the play made by Josh Jones. Running around buying time and throwing across his body back to a player coming toward him, helping him out. Kobe White with the catch and a first down. That's just a fantastic kind of a schoolyard homemade play there. Draw it up, run around, make the catch. Jones looking again. Pressure forces him out. He has to run, and he's to the 6-yard line.
Couple times we've seen tonight this Arizona Rattler defense rushing 1, sometimes rushing 2. That previous play, they rushed 2. They tried to bring somebody in late. Josh Jones bought some extra time, able to complete the ball down the field.
And he will set his offense. Well, actually steps up to get some protection instruction or blocking instruction. Handoff, speed sweep, right side. Kobe White. No, that's McCorker. Isaiah McCorker comes around the right side, and he finds his way into the end zone for a Wranglers touchdown.
Really nice play call change. I think he came up there and audible to that run, saw a little weakness to the Rattler defense's left, audible to the run.
And the point after is up and good with 1:49 remaining. You'll see it again on the speed sweep.
Audible to the play, able to get outside. I'm not so sure why NAZ is, looks like there's a little TT going on with the NAZ coaches.
Well, there's some internal strife right there, isn't there?
Yeah. I think that might be defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, but
we've seen teams going at each other, a little extracurricular, at times. We've seen a team go into the stand.
Oh.
3.91% offense. This onside attempt is recovered by the Rattlers, and that was a little sketchy and scary if you're a Rattlers fan, as that one snuck through, banged off the boards, and a great job of coverage on the ball by the Rattlers. The boards, they do so well. That's like playing a game of racquetball right there. You got to know the carom, know the bounce.
These kickers in this league are so talented. They have so many ways to onside kick, and it just really can cause so much confusion for the return team.
That was Isaiah Houston here helping out with Devontae Merriweather. Cover up the ball. Listen, if you're giving a player of the game ball out today, Devontae is in that discussion and might get it. Your quarterback, Dalton Sneed's had a great game. He's there. Corey Reed with that monster first half. Shannon Brooks will get the carry and cut it back and go airborne doing Shannon Brooks things, and he gets to the 11-yard line. That's, I think, his longest run from scrimmage. Didn't amount to a first down, and in spite of the signal he gave as such, but that's about an 8-yard gain, and I do think it's his longest run from scrimmage.
I think it is. Again, nice job right side of that offensive line. Cole Carter, we talked about this offensive line being challenged. Lamar Mady coming on the backside. Will Lay getting down the line of scrimmage. Able to get down to the 1-minute warning.
Yep, a timeout taken on the field with 1 minute remaining in this one. An exciting finish straight ahead. 1 touchdown separation between these two teams, and Arizona on the march. Stand by for that final minute. Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
MG Truck Driving School, an industry leader, where we utilize innovative technology. A place of learning, a place of knowledge, real hands-on training, experience and education you can depend on. MG, a place where careers are built and futures are made.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
One minute away from Kevin Guy securing his 258th all-time victory coaching indoor football. And if he can get that 258th win, that puts him 3 behind the current record held by Curtis Riggs. Here's the handoff to Shannon. Shannon Brooks able to get the first down to the 10-yard line. That's a big, big pickup right there. And it'll be first down and goal right at the 10-yard line.
Northern Arizona, their first of the second half.
What's so important about that play, they pick up the first down. Okay, so you take a look at the way things are going to unfold here. There's 56 seconds left. You got 2 more timeouts left. I don't have my chart in front of me. You can call timeout after this play, say there's 54 seconds, and then a timeout after second down.
Yes.
Can't after third down.
Right. I don't think there's enough time, especially if the Rattlers, you would expect they're going to run like maybe a stretch play right here, right? They're not going to run right. They're not going to dive into the line and minimize the time that's taken off the clock.
Well, remember what happened last time we were here? They ran a wide zone play and touched the dashboard.
I do remember that.
I do think they've been over that a couple times.
That was Shannon Brooks, and I bet you Shannon knows the do's and don'ts if they decide to run him on a stretch play. And he's going to take it. Left side, didn't run much time right there, and we should get a quick timeout called by Northern Arizona.
Timeout, Northern Arizona, their second of the half.
So they have 1 timeout remaining. We remind you to join us for the next broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football. The Iowa Barnstormers make a trip here to the Valley of the Sun on June 29th, 2 weeks down the road, 6:05 kickoff. Get your tickets at azrattlers.com. That's 2 weeks from tonight. Next week, the Rattlers go to Henderson, Nevada, take on the Vegas Nighthawks. Huge game there. So if you can secure a win here, get a win here tonight, and get a win then, the Rattlers would be in second position in the standings. Yes, with games left to be played, but I'll tell you what, those last 3 games that follow that, I'd love to finish my season the way the Rattlers have it scheduled.
And meanwhile, all these teams will be playing each other.
Yes. Teams at the top are all going to be smashing each other, while the Rattlers will be done with the toughest part of their schedule. Here's the handoff, Brooks again. And you see he had the option of bouncing it outside. Instead, he went inside, and he goes down at about the 5-yard line.
But I'm not getting within shouting distance of that dasher board.
And the final timeout remaining in the Wranglers' arsenal. That's done. So no more timeouts for them. And you've got 2 plays. I think you can take a knee, take it twice. If I was the Rattlers, I might run around a little bit in the backfield, then take the knee. I don't know. But I think...
Well, you got to get it to 40 seconds.
I think you got a 40-second play clock.
Yes.
Dale?
You got a 40-second play clock. So you run this play. It's going to take them a few seconds to get it lined up.
Yeah. Maybe you just attack right here. Maybe you just try and get the ball to the end zone. Run the ball, of course. You're not going to throw in this situation. 3rd down and goal at the 6-yard line. Dale Hellestrate, 3.91%. That's as close as you've got to your threshold of 3.5% of guessing the attendance here.
There better be ski passes, golf, housing, food.
You got to get to 3.5% for any of that to become a consideration. Handoff, Shannon Brooks. He had it on his hip for a moment, reverses field, and now goes down with a loss of about 4 yards on the play, down at the 10-yard line, and he ran it down. Here's the clock running. The Arizona Rattlers are going to win this football game.
Well, they're going to have to snap it one more time. Boy, they got that play. Tell you what, home cooking, not so much. The play clock got going so quick. Probably,
they do have to snap it.
They're going to snap it. I mean, there's second and a half.
Well, you would take. Why not take the delay, right?
That or call timeout. Have Dalton Snead take it 2 steps backwards and throw it out of the end zone.
Yeah, you take a timeout with 2.9. You could have just let it run all the way and taken the delay. It doesn't matter. Rattlers going to win a football game here tonight. They're 4th in a row. They're 7th of their past 8 games. And it is Kevin Guy's 258th victory. All-time regular season playoffs, coaching indoor football, coaching in the IFL, and before this, the AFL. Kevin Guy's resume is hard to match. Curtis Riggs has an unbelievable resume with his 261 all-time wins. That's the mark that Kevin Guy is chasing. And Curtis Riggs had a string of 6 straight championships and the longest winning streak, I think, in the history of indoor football.
Yes, and it was something to behold. I know when Arizona joined the league and started playing against it, it was a barn burner every time those 2 lined up.
Well, it took the Rattlers and Kevin Guy at the helm to end that, snap that streak, didn't it? And and now to throw toward the end zone with no time on the clock. Into the stands. There it is. Win number 258 in the career of Kevin Guy. And it's a huge win here that pushes Arizona past Northern Arizona in the Western Conference standings by a half game. Now the record is 8-4. The Wranglers dropped to 7-4. So the slim lead in the standings with a chance to take on Vegas next week. A huge win tonight at home for the Arizona Rattlers.
Well, and slowly but surely some of the demons are kind of leaving the Rattlers. A lot of fans were, when they moved out here, were like, oh, we're cursed out in Glendale and things like that. But yet with every victory, that gets further and further behind everybody. So big win, important win. You're playing, in your mind, playoff games. and yet here you come up with another really, really important victory.
Kevin Guy giving some props to the opposing quarterback right there, Josh Jones, and those are good words. Josh with a big smile on his face. Pleasantries. Dale, pleasantries.
Yes.
And chance to hear from Kevin Guy after career victory number 258, Sandy.
Thanks, Floyd. Okay, Coach, win 258. Your offense is gelling. How have you seen your quarterback, Dalton Snead, lead this team?
He's playing well. He's a higher character guy. We didn't play really good. Last week, a lot of that had to do with San Diego's defense. They're pretty good. We were way more efficient tonight. We had a great week of practice. We got great leadership in our locker room. Dalton, again, high character guy, great leader, great human being, and players feed off that, right? So we're just 1 week at a time, still trying to build it.
Let's talk about your defense. You like your defense to play very physical. How do you assess what you like from them tonight?
I like the first half. I didn't like the second half. We had some confusion, and we've seen these guys a lot. They know us, we know them. So we put some things in the night to try to take some things away, and probably did it a little too much. And we'll get it fixed though.
What do you clean up for next week?
I got to see the tape, but I just like our effort. I like the energy in the building. Rattler Nation was outstanding, and great crowd tonight, and we control our own destiny, and we're just worried about us right now. We're not worried about anybody but us, and we're just building it 1 week at a time.
Last one, you mentioned before the game that you did a walkthrough for the first time since 2008, and you watched film, and you said it might become a trend. Is that a new trend before game day?
We'll see. I like my Fridays, okay? We work our ass off all week, and then Fridays, but yeah, it was a little longer on Friday, but we decided to go a short week. We dialed it back, and we had meetings and film on Tuesday instead of practicing. When we practiced Wednesday, Thursday, then came back out and did another walkthrough. And sometimes fresh bodies, fresh minds, right? So and the other thing is practice can be overrated sometimes.
Thank you, Coach, so much. All smiles from Coach Guy. Send it up to you.
Hey, thanks, Sandy. Dale, when you win 7 out of 8, you can say things like practice is overrated sometimes, because if you're on the other side of 7 and 8, I'm not so sure you're not figuring out how to get more practice in.
Well, but what's interesting to me is you got one view of it if you're a player, you got one view of it if you're a coach, and somehow you try and morph those two things together. I've seen teams that I've been on have great practices all week and then go lay an egg, and I've seen vice versa. What I have always appreciated about Coach Kevin Guy is he assesses his guys. Are you worn down a little bit? Are you a little tired? Your leg's a little tired? You know what? We'll give you an extra day. We'll give you an extra day, because I will tell you this, as a former player, you do play better. You play faster. You play more physical. You do all those things if your body feels better. If you go into a game all banged up, it's really hard to get to that level that you need to have success.
Dale, it's been a rocky season, an up and down season for this Rattlers team. The ups are certainly happening a lot more lately. We mentioned 7 out of 8 victories now. The quarterback, Dalton Snead, had, I think, arguably his best game of the season. 13 out of 19, 195 yards, 7 touchdowns. 7 touchdowns. Did not throw an interception today. He was sacked one time. They've got their man, don't they?
Well, remember 13 and 19. That last one he threw into the stands. So you know what? He took one for the team. I know there's some guys in basketball who don't want the basketball when time's running out because you get credit with a turnover. He throws the ball into the end zone. It's going to go against his completion percentage. But no, I just keep hearing those same things about him. Great character, a leader, guys flock to him, all those things. And you can see week by week this team coming together, both offensively and defensively. And let's not forget, special teams pitched in a lot tonight. No long kickoff returns and no kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Corey Reed had a great first half, 5 catches, 100 yards, 3 touchdowns for him on the night. Niger Jackson ended with 3 catches for 48 yards. He caught a touchdown as well. Jamal Miles hauled in a couple of passes for 26. Shannon Brooks, 3 catches for 21 yards. All 3 catches were touchdowns, and all 3 were right about 7 yards apiece. 2 plays were almost identical, play calls, I think. Contributed in a big way. That run defense for Naz, you got to credit them on that side of the ball. They certainly did a great job. Shannon Brooks held to 37 yards on 14 carries. It's 2.4 yards per carry for one of the league's toughest and I think elite running backs. But Shannon there, who did run the ball in for 1 touchdown today, collected 3 touchdowns receiving to help complement, just a great offensive attack all night that the Rattlers were able to put together.
Happy to see him playing without a cast. I still believe the offensive line can play much better than they did tonight. They were adequate tonight. I think this offensive line is not an adequate offensive line. I think it's a top-notch offensive line. I think that they will continue to get better, and with that, Dalton Snead will settle in a little bit more. And the other thing we pointed out during the game is it doesn't seem to matter which receiver is catching the passes. It's whoever's open. And you don't see jealousy. You don't see body language. You don't see any of that. It's whoever's open gets the ball, and Dalton Snead has made a habit of doing that, especially lately.
Hey, last week the Arizona Rattlers defense was outstanding. A number of takeaways, I believe last week was might have been 7 takeaways versus San Diego. It was either that or 6. And they also had, if I'm not mistaken, about a half a dozen tackles for loss. Today, 4 tackles for loss, including a quarterback sack. And listen to some numbers on defense as they kind of had a lot of guys step up and get involved, Dale. Devontae Merriweather was credited with 7 total tackles. There were tackles on special teams to his credit as well, but 7 total tackles for him today. Check this out. The linebacker, Travarius Farrell, had 6 tackles. Dylan Winfrey credited with 6 tackles. And on that defensive line, Rashawn Yates also credited with 6 tackles in the game today. They had it at all levels, first, second, and third levels on defense.
Well, they did, but I'm not sure who the official scorekeeper is, but over my dead body, did Devontae Merriweather only have 7 tackles. Devontae Merriweather was all over the football field, and you could hear the concern in Coach Guy's voice yesterday. He wasn't sure whether he was going to be able to go or not. And obviously him being out here tonight was a tremendous advantage for the Arizona Rattlers.
Watch out, IFL. The Arizona Rattlers, they're back. They're back in 7 out of 8 games. They've won now. That's going to say a lot about it. And tonight they beat a quality Northern Arizona Wranglers team. And outside of their first possession of the game, this Rattlers team was in the driver's seat throughout the night. 56-49 your final score in this one. The Rattlers now 8-4 on the season. Northern Arizona 7-4, so a half-game lead in the standings over Northern Arizona now for the Rattlers. They're in 3rd place in the Western Conference, just behind the Vegas Nighthawks, who they'll get a shot at next week and a chance to jump over Vegas in the standings if the Rattlers can get a road victory in Henderson next Saturday. Check that one out on the IFL's YouTube channel as well as caffeine.tv. And everybody is chasing the Bay Area Panthers, who began the night at 9-1, will not play until tomorrow. Everybody will be watching Bay Area host San Diego tomorrow. A chance for San Diego to pull off a big upset win, but that's a quality San Diego team. So that'll be a great game tomorrow. Go check it out on the YouTube channel here with the IFL. And, of course, as I said, on caffeine.tv. Well, Dale, been a lot of fun tonight. Been a lot of fun, and can't wait to see you in 2 weeks for the final regular season broadcast. Arizona Rattlers football.